done a great job.
Bedford ready to kick this thing off. They're going to be kicking from our right to left. Memorial's going to be taking this, and they're going to be moving from our left to right. Yeah, Memorial, yeah. What is it? Yeah, very nice, yeah. The Memorial colors, yes. My alma mater, so thanks for doing that.
Nice kick, Mike.
All right, deep kick. Memorial's picking it up, coming this way. Gets to the 15, up to the 20, turns it up 25, and brought out of bounds. That was
pretty good return there.
It looks like that was number 6 Memorial.
Number 8.
Number 8, sorry about that. That was Johnny Vargas.
Yep.
So here we go. Memorial's going to come out with their spread offense. You're going to see Chris Coburn, the quarterback. Talked about Cameron Hall getting some touches. And we're going to look for Tyreek Knoll as well. So
nice job by Vargas beating the outside man around the corner. Had a little speed there.
So Memorial comes out. 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Coburn waiting the snap. Snap comes back, hand off, this side coming at us. Breaks go to the 30, to the 31, goes out of bounds with some positive yards, and that was number 11 for Memorial. Got a name on that one?
Number 11.
Check the scorecard.
Be right with you there, Mike. I don't have an 11 from Memorial, so
no 11.
Not on there.
All right, so we must have another. We might have a number change here, but we'll try and get that in. Once again, Memorial comes out, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Snap. Direct handoff, this time up the middle, same runner, gets it up close to the 39-yard line, close to moving the sticks.
Some of these cross locks, the Memorial's working for them, Mike. They're doing a nice job. They're getting off the ball pretty well.
So we're going to have second and about 1 maybe, or they...
Yeah, I think they're giving it to him a first down.
They're moving the sticks.
Yep.
Memorial gets a first down on 2 plays. So
he got it the last little bit of second effort there.
Once again, Memorial comes out, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Coburn waiting the snap. Snap comes back. Once again, up the middle is a hole. They found a little seam there. He stops it with a 2-yard gain, but you know, those are positive yards. 53.
Yeah, Spencer Adams, very impressive. Nice, straight, come square to the line. Good stick.
Yeah. Adams is one of these kids we talked about. That's one of the
very impressive
linebackers back there with Brown, Anagnost, Norfleet, Lagulon. You don't want your linebackers making too many tackles, but
no,
that's their job.
But
Memorial, once again, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Snap once again up the middle. This time he gets gobbled up. He's going nowhere.
Yeah,
no gain.
55, Andrew Twite from the left defensive end shed his blocker very well.
Nice.
What I like about these defenders, Mike, is their hips are square to the line, and they're using their hands to get separation and doing a good job filling.
3rd and 6 with 10:36 to go in the first quarter.
Kind of an important play for Memorial here.
No question about that. If Bedford can stop them, that's the name of the game. So they come out now. They got 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield with a tight end. Snap back, fake, quarterback keeper up the middle. He's not going to get any. He's going to maybe a couple yards.
Yeah.
That's going to be 4th down.
So I would imagine they're going to kick it away here, being in their own territory. Bedford adjusted well.
Yeah, I saw Bourgeois on that and Brown on that tackle. Nice job.
Looked like the first couple plays, Bedford was really trying to drive holes. At that point, they looked like they tried to do some good handwork and double gap, and it's working for them. So we see how they respond.
Mumpini back for Bedford. Memorial ready to punt it away. Punt is away. End over end, driving Mumpini back and out of bounds. Look at about the 23-yard line, maybe.
I think that was by design, Mike. They're not going to look for any returns from Bedford. I think they're being a young team. That's a smart decision to be made by the head coach of Memorial.
Yeah, Bedford's going to take over on the 22-yard line with 9:41 to go in the first quarter. And then we're going to see Bedford's offense for the first time. The vaunted offense run by Connor Robert. They're going to spread this thing out. They're going to throw it. They're going to run it. So here we go. Robert in the backfield. We go 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Robert waiting for the direct snap.
Changing up.
Ready for the snap. Back. Handoff up the middle. I didn't catch that number. Who do you got?
30. It looks like 33. I think it was 33. Boy, I don't know who 33 is either. They didn't give us that number. This seems to be an interesting mystery move here on Evans.
What's that?
At the bottom.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, Bedford breaks. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Fake snap. Quick flow over here to Shabrook. Shabrook tries to shake him in. Gets up to about the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. That's going to be a first down.
Nice quick release by Connor Robert. One of the things he does, he works off his feet very, very well, and he got a lot of velocity on that ball. Doesn't give the defenders an opportunity to make a play.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Anagnos in the backfield with Robert. Robert waiting for the direct snap. Handoff to Anagnos, sweeps right, cuts it up, goes to the 45, 50, positive yards, 45 into Memorial territory. Great
nice run by Anagnos. Something we didn't see him in the game last week. I don't know if he was injured or what, but what I liked about that is he straddled the line, waited for his blocks to develop, and then fired through full speed.
I think we're going to see a lot of him. So we got an empty backfield now where we got 2 to the right, 3 to the left. Robert in the backfield waiting the direct snap alone. Steps back. Snap comes back. Nope. Memorial jump. They didn't call it. Robert holds, cucks it, comes up the middle, comes this way to the 45, cuts it up to the 40, and gets out to about the 38-yard line. He was down.
He was down, I think.
Yeah,
he was
ball
down.
Came loose. He was down.
Yep.
So that's the one weapon that Memorial cannot defend against. When Robert looks back there and sees an opening and tucks it and runs, he's such a gifted runner and athlete.
Yeah, it's great, but he's also so important to have in there. It's that balance.
Yeah.
It's that balance, you know.
True. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. We've got Robert. I can't see the guy in the backfield, but handoff. That goes to 22. That's Norfleet.
That's
Norfleet cuts it up. Nice run to the 25-yard line.
What I also like is early in the season, running backs forget to hold on to the ball and handle it properly, and I haven't seen any of that so far. Doing a good job.
8:09 to go in the first quarter. Bedford comes out again. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. Robert, direct snap, hands to Norfleet, stumbles a little bit, goes to the left, falls down, flag comes out.
Yeah, I don't know who that's on. I'm not sure if it's maybe defensive holding. Offensive holding on number 60. 60 looked like the guy that may have been held. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I saw that. He was kind of, I think he got locked up arm to arm with number 74 from Bedford, Ben Lacombe.
So that's never something the coaching staff likes to see, those little flags.
No, unfortunately, I think for Ben they just locked arms. I don't think it was anything intentional, and it just and number 60 was on the ball, so ref kind of has to call that.
Yeah, it's their job, right?
Yep, they got to do it.
Impartial when you're an official. Bill Jennings has been a long-time official with baseball, so he knows. Okay, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. Robert waiting for the direct snap. Norfleet shifts now to the far side. Memorial just jumped again. Now they did throw the flag, and that was a quick out to Shabrook, but Memorial.
I'm not sure if he was drawn or not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So we got 5 of that 10-yard penalty back in one play, so that helps. So with 7:48 to go in the first quarter, no score. Bedford with their first possession. Memorial already had their first possession, got a first down and punted. Now Bedford's driving in the Memorial territory. They have 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. Robert coming up the line, checks the call. Robert waits for the snap back. Looks, fires down, and he underthrew his guy who was coming in a slot.
It almost seemed like he was expecting him to stop, button hook, turn around, and he continued to slant. So that must have been a little miscue. Somebody was in error there.
So 2nd and 15. Norfleet still in the backfield with Robert. 2
Fast
to the right,
pace here, Mike.
2 to the left. Yeah, I remember this from last year.
Yeah.
They just get up there and go. Robert waiting the snap, in motion, Mumpini, hands off to Mumpini, goes to the right, gets a hole, cuts back, gets down to the 21-yard line possibly.
Yeah, Mumpini is an exciting type player. He runs with a lot of passion, and
he's got some wheels.
He's got some wheels, no question.
So Norfleet in the backfield with Robert, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. It's 3rd down and about 6, looks like. Memorial came over the line again. Another
I know who it was, Mike. Shanrook Hussein.
Oh,
it's
man.
almost like he's feeling that. Returning kicks like Shanrook. That kid could just stop on a dime. He was incredible.
Coach Stank,
Mumpini has a lot of those same skills.
Coach Stank talked about Hussein, said he was the fastest guy to come through the Bedford program, period.
Yeah.
and that's a statement.
Yeah, but he's more than just fast. He's agile.
There were some fast guys with Dylan York and and the Valus boys. They had some wheels. So, anyways, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. Robert awaiting the snap. Comes up, gives it to Norfleet.
Oh, that's a nice play right
hit
there.
By Memorial.
Yeah.
Nice tackle.
Yep.
So Memorial stops him. 6:44 to go.
Looks like they stacked the B gap, and they had the linebacker right behind him, and he worked off that the defensive lineman. And
4th down, 33's in the backfield. We got to find this kid's name. We don't have him on our program just yet, but we'll find out.
It's a big play right here, Mike. 4th
down with 3 to go. Robert tucks it, tries to run, and Memorial stops him.
Yeah, wow.
Memorial's going to take over.
Memorial doing a great job defensively. Very, very impressed so far for a bunch of young kids.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to find out who 33 is from.
Yeah, I would just. Kenny said that he was down on the bottom. I don't know.
We'll get his name. Sorry, folks.
33.
Yeah. Oh, that's Toscano.
Oh, that's Ryan.
Oh, he had 39 on the program. He went to 33. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's the only one. I'm going to keep.
I think he's the only one. It is Toscano.
Yeah.
That's fine. We know. Okay, Memorial back. Quarterback keep, and
that
he's
play never developed.
Yeah,
never developed. Unlike Bedford, who can keep the pace going, if I was Memorial, I might slow it down just a little bit. The lineman did not look like offensive lineman didn't look ready, Mike. And
they talked about that. Trisciani wants to keep this thing going fast.
I just think that they're a little. They weren't quite ready that time.
And they may not have the athletes to do it, but we'll see. But they're hanging in there so far.
Doing a great job defensively.
2nd down and about 12. Colburn ready for the snap. Snap comes back, looks left, fires, gets a player, and they're coming down this way, gets over to the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. Nice
well
play.
Executed play.
Got about 7 yards in that one.
Yeah,
nice
for a bunch
play.
of young players, I'll tell you, this Memorial is impressive so far. I mean, they're playing #1 rated team right now.
Yeah. Colburn waiting for the snap. Gives it to their first running back.
I really think the tempo's a little faster than the players are ready to go after.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a good, Steve, good call on that. And they may not be the athletically inclined to get it done.
Well, they're young. I mean, you're looking at the Bedford team. These guys, how many reps has the Bedford team had in every position?
Well, Coach Colburn said that, Colcord said that not one of these guys had a lot of varsity snaps last year. So this is a young team. So it'll be a fun team to watch.
It sure will. I agree.
Memorial back the punt. Looks like Montpini back there. Gets away the punt. Nice high kick. Montpini waiting. He's going to get it at the 40, 50-yard line. Cuts to the right. 45. Gets some space to the 40. He's got open space. One guy to beat, and Memorial knocks him out of bounds. About the 20.
I am absolutely shocked that they kicked the ball to Montpini. I wouldn't. There's no way. I said over here earlier that I would never, ever do that. I'll guarantee you Coach Stank said yes as soon as he saw the ball go in the air.
On the first punt they did, they kicked
now,
out of bounds.
Now, if you've got a bunch of seniors against, that's a different ball game if they're evenly matched. But this Memorial has to do everything it can to gain every yard,
All right, so it looks like Norfleet's in. He's going to be in the backfield with Robert.
That was a costly field position change there.
No question. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Connor Robert waiting for the snap, gets the snap, hands it to Norfleet, cuts in the middle, cuts right, and he's swarmed by a bunch of Memorial players after gaining about 3 yards.
Boy, that was a long whistle there.
So we got 4:38 to go in the first quarter. No score here at Bedford Bulldog Stadium, high on the hill, Bedford High School.
And every minute that goes by that there's no score, that clearly elevates Memorial's
pride
and helps the kids.
No question. All right, so Norfleet in the backfield. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Robert direct snap, takes the ball right up the middle.
Connor.
Big
nice
hole, and he's going to go to
Connor.
pay dirt right there. Touchdown, Memorial.
And give the offensive line number 58 and 75, 58.
22-yard scamper by Connor Robert, and it was a play for him all the way. There was no question he was taking it and going to the right.
Right side of that offensive line as well as the center. Josh Go did a fantastic job. I assume that was Josh.
So you had right side, you have Collins, Galamaga, Comer snapping.
Yeah, just a great job by the center right.
Joe Aiello, we're ready for the point after. Snap goes down, ball is up, kick is
good. Yep.
Aiello adds
Bedford's
the point
kicking
after.
game. Kicker last week looked really solid. in the ones we saw.
Well, we saw him last year. Aiello came out, and he did a heck of a job.
He
we were
did great
impressed
job.
with him. So Bedford draws first blood with 4:16 to go.
Huge
7-0
tactical mistake by Memorial to kick the ball to Mumpini. I wouldn't have done it. When you're in a game like this, the idea is, look, we want to hang around. We want to keep close. We want to keep it tight. We want to frustrate Bedford. All that did is just turn the momentum around, gave him 30-yard return, and now you're right back in the driver's seat. And Connor Roberts, did he churn up into that gap full speed? I love the way the kid runs.
So fast. He's so fast. He's such a fun guy to watch. He's just pure athlete. And it was his all the way. It wasn't even an option. He was taking it and going.
Turns around, doesn't spike the ball, doesn't beat his chest, just gives it to the other player and runs off the field. Leader by example.
All right, Aiello is ready to kick off.
What did Barry Sanders' dad say? Act like you've been there before. Well, Connor does. Because he has been.
Yeah, that's good advice, really, for a lot of football players. You see a lot of that hot dogging, like in the NFL, and it's got to be a little humble. So Aiello ready to kick it off to Memorial. Ball is up. It is being fielded about the 10-yard line, coming this way to the 20. Head tackle miss, and got about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, you can see the youth and inexperience on the specials with Memorial, and that's where it's going to primarily be. You're going to clearly see a defined difference, and Bedford just swarmed them.
That was Johnny Vargas for Memorial.
Yeah, but he didn't have much help.
Yeah.
Good job by Bedford to hold both outside positions to contain. Nice work by Bedford special teams.
So Memorial lines up. They go 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Colburn in an empty backfield. Looking for the play. Looks like they need the player coming in. Memorial's got a last-minute player coming in. 4:10 to go in the first quarter.
You could just tell by the Memorial players that they're young.
Taking a lot of time here.
Very young.
Yeah. Colburn waiting the direct snap. Snap comes back. Hands it, running back. Up the middle, nothing. 0. Big stop by.
So let's see the tempo here, Mike. Let's see what they do. I mean, if you're going to run a quick offense, they should already be ready to go right now. And they're still sidestepping and trying to get themselves lined up.
2nd and 10, 3:49 to go. Colburn waiting for the snap. Fires down the middle.
Wide open.
Slant. Down, 45, 50. 45, 40, open field tackle. What a great tackle.
We used to call that a Liz too quick.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that was a great job by the quarterback feeding him.
Greg Abreu.
Yep, and I give Trisciani and his staff a great, they saw that. There was no safety.
Senior captain for
Memorial.
Memorial.
Really no, I mean, those safeties, if they were safeties, they looked like linebackers to me. So give the offensive coordination a good credit to see that
right
there.
At it. To the right, motion this way. Hand off to the motion man coming this way. And no, that guy wasn't fooled at all. That was, who was that?
Not really. When you're dominated at the line, that's not really a play that's really going to work too well because you're not going to be able to get outside because they're going to be dominated. And
dropped for a loss. Looks like they were dropped for at least a 5-yard loss. Looks like a 7-yard loss.
Yeah, have a big play like that and then.
Yeah, and then give it back.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go right at him here.
2nd and 16, 3:05 to go in the first quarter. Memorial, Colburn waiting for the snap. Direct snap back, fires over to the left. Caught, gets up to the 40, 35. That's a nice little gain.
Nice little gain.
7 back on that one.
And I'll tell you that the blocking up front they're getting from the wide receiver on those little out shots there, those little swing passes are really, not swing passes, excuse me, bubble passes there are good. They're executing.
Yeah, nice throw off to the left-hand side.
Yes.
Tyreek Noel. Thank you. We just got the verification.
Well, if Mom doesn't let you know, who's gonna, right?
That's right.
Thank you, Mom. We do our best.
That was the kid we talked about pre-game.
We can't watch these guys be announced on ESPN ahead of time, so we don't know. We're going from scratch here. So we're
doing our best.
But thank you, Mom.
So 3rd and 15, 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Colburn, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, single backfield. Colburn waiting the snap. Snap comes back, falls back, looks, under pressure, and he's going down.
Yep.
Great tackle.
And that situation's got to roll quicker than that. There's no way that offensive line can maintain a 4-second block.
Yes.
One thing I will notice, though, is they have slowed the
tackle.
tempo down a little bit, where they're getting their guys up front and ready. I mean, that was a coverage sack right there.
You're right on, Steve. You can't wait that much. You got to get rid of the ball.
1, 2, 3 in high school, and that's it.
Yeah. So Memorial, after a great gain, is looking to punt it away with 1:46 to go.
But there's bright spots for them.
And let's see who they kick to. And it goes back, kick is up.
Almost blocked. See, there you go. There you go.
Takes a Memorial bounce, and it goes back, and that
nice job, Mumpini.
Oh, they didn't get it. So
give Mumpini credit. He wanted it, but he didn't, and that's why I say that was a good, smart play to leave that alone.
So Memorial's going to get Bedford's going to get the ball on the 20. They got 80 yards to go with 1:32 to go in the first quarter.
That was good discipline right there, Mike. I mean, the tendency is, look, I want that ball on it, but it's not about me. It's about making sure that we follow the game plan, and Mumpini did. That was good.
Yeah. All right. So Robert, waiting for the direct snap. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Single backfield. I don't get the number. I think it's Norfleet.
It looks like it is. It is Norfleet.
So Robert waiting for the snap. Hands it to Norfleet. Goes right. No, Robert kept it. And right up the middle. Once again, a big gain up to the almost midfield. 30-yard gain, Connor Robert. Everyone went for the fake.
All in the execution. Connor held it in that basket. There's no way they could read off of it and give both of the Norfleet and Connor a great deal of credit. That was well executed. How many times do they practice that?
What are you reading? The linebackers to see if they're leaking that way and then take it up the middle? Okay, Bedford comes out. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Robert back, fires downfield, going deep, up, caught, no,
out of bounds,
incomplete.
I think. Yeah, and he dropped it. Yeah.
So,
nice play call, though. I like the call. You work it, you keep it, and then you fake it again, and you try to get your wide receiver deep. That was a nice call by the offense.
Single coverage from Memorial. Give it a shot.
Give the coverage man from Memorial a great deal of credit. He was right there with him.
And that was 16, I believe, for Bedford. That was Glennon. So Bedford comes out. They're going to go 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Norfleet in the backfield. Whistle, might be a timeout.
I think so. I don't know if it's a ref's timeout or looking to get a player on the field.
Let's see what the call is. I have no idea what the call is. Injury, possibly?
I don't know.
We got a score here. Thank you, from Harry. Harry on the ball. We got Exeter 7-6 over Central. And we have Salem 14-0 over Nashua South.
Yeah, Salem's supposed to be a tough team this year, Mike, as far as they're rugged.
Yeah, they were one of the
and they always
top
hit.
5.
They always hit.
So Bedford out once again. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. I think it's Norfleet in the backfield. Can't see from this angle. It's coming this way. Hand off and tackle. No, I think that was...
that was Norfleet.
I think that was Toscano. Was that the
Toscano. That was
yeah.
Toscano, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Toscano. That was a nice job turning upfield, too. He looked at the seal on the outside and immediately pivoted, turned upfield. Nice run.
50 seconds and counting in the first quarter. Bedford 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like Toscano in the backfield. Robert goes back, fake, back, look, leads was right, fires, incomplete.
Yep. Boy, Connor has a gun, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-oh. Whoa. Wow.
Oh, we go. There goes the flag. There's 2 flags. That's got to be unsportsmanlike on Memorial, unless they got Connor on a retaliation.
I don't think it was Connor. I think it looked like a lineman, number 76. Might have been Josh.
Colmer was in that.
Yeah, Colmer and another gentleman were in there.
What we got.
It looked like.
We're going to have a personal foul against Bedford, so that's going to be 15 yards. Personal foul, Memorial, offsetting. So
offsetting, yeah.
That's what it
they
is.
were both going at it.
Yeah.
They got locked up, and tensions are high, and
yeah,
Josh isn't going to back down. I can tell you that.
No, and I'm sure the officials sent the message right there saying next time we're going to start teeing guys.
It was
up.
a right call. It wasn't. It was more of a wave than it wasn't like a.
So on that, Bedford is forced to punt. 4th and 7 at midfield. And who do we got for a punter up back there?
I'm having trouble seeing the numbers through this.
Lucen Mumpini, I think.
Number 1.
Oh, Crowley.
Connor Crowley. Yeah.
And takes a Memorial bounce.
Nice job by Anagnost in the right position, in his lane.
Anagnost, yeah.
Yep, nice job.
Heads up. Yeah, that's Connor Crowley, number 1, doing the punting.
Yep.
So
I saw Josh came over the sideline, had a little talk with Coach, and it's an aggression thing. You're pumped up. You don't want to. I mean, the center is a tough position to play, and sometimes what happens is the defensive linemen sneak up and get in your space, and you're supposed to be able to execute the snap.
So here we go. Memorial comes out. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Colburn waiting for the snap. Man in motion. Colburn keeps the ball up the middle, gets maybe 3 yards.
Looks like about 3, yep. Yep. Had a little hole there, but Bedford linebacker core, they seal it right up quick.
That should bring us
to the
close of the first quarter. 13 seconds. Yeah, they're going to let this thing go out. So we're going to come to the end of the first quarter of the 2016 season. Bedford High School. Let's see, are they? Yep, they are. So Bedford
going to let it go, I think.
7-0 lead over visiting Manchester Memorial High School. And what I think was kind of a not a shocker, but we weren't expecting Memorial to hold Bedford to 7 points.
Yeah, I mean it's tough being favored by so much.
Right.
Coming in, I mean it's you're going to be, but I think Memorial has done some things at times that have frustrated Bedford defensively. Connor Roberts' run was just fantastic, how he turned up through the hole. But give Memorial credit. I think that if you had to judge the first quarter, Memorial did better than expected, and giving Bedford a run in areas.
So we got some stats from Harry. Total offense: Bedford 120, Memorial 60. Robert 1 for 4. And 12 yards passing. Colburn Memorial 3 for 4. 60-yard passing because he had a big, huge gain on. And I think that
slant
was Tyreek that got that because Mom came in and
we got it right, Mom.
So she's got it. So good for her. Another score that I got in earlier was the Bedford girls volleyball team took it on the chin. Dover beat them in 3 straight. So that wasn't a good start for the girls volleyball team, which we have high hopes for that team because they're full of talented players and we're going to be watching them during the year.
Got work to do from here. It's only up,
Only up.
Stay at it. Don't quit.
So here we go. Memorial comes out at the start of the second quarter. They're going to bring 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Colburn fires off to the right-hand side, complete up to about the 8-yard line. Didn't get the number. You got the number there, Steve?
Give you a second. I think
I heard Vargas over there.
Yeah, Vargas. Yeah, it is Vargas. He's a nifty little runner. I mean, he lowers his shoulder and what I like about Vargas is I love runners that get hit and then they still gain 2 yards afterwards, and he's one of those guys that does it.
That's guts.
That adds up.
So we got.
It's about moving the stick, right?
Third down, 2nd down and 2 for Memorial. Memorial comes out. They go 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the background. Direct snap. Colburn hands off up the middle. I'm not sure they got a lot there, but that went to.
I think he got it on the lean. It depends on where the spot's going to be. It's going to be pretty close. I think he's going to have it. Bedford filled in there. I mean, they were strong, but give the Memorial runner credit. Who was that, Mike, running the ball?
I didn't see the number.
Yeah, it's hard from once it starts to get dark. It's a little harder to see the. Who was that, Harry? 11. Yeah, so that was.
So Memorial comes out, 1 in the backfield. Colburn.
I don't have that one either.
2 to the right, 1 to the right, 2 to the left, direct snap. Colburn hands up to the runner.
Nice job.
And
we'll see
immediately swarmed by Bedford defenders.
I'm not sure if that was Spencer Allen. We'll see when he gets up.
You got 11?
That was Dimitri Anagnost. Nice job by Anagnost getting in, tying up the legs, and if you got a guy wrapped up by the legs, Mike, you can't make yardage. Nice tackle. Good read.
2nd 11. Memorial waiting for the play coming in from the sidelines. Looks like we got a shift. We're going to have 3 over to the left-hand side, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield. Colburn waiting for the final play. He gets it. Waiting for the direct snap. Snap comes this way. Looking to throw. Being pursued. Tucks now, tries to come up, and he gets hit by 2.
I think that's Anagnost again. Boy, he had his Wheaties this morning, Mike. He came out hard and a nice stand-up tackle. If you were to look up hit, wrap, and drive in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of that.
Lowered the boom.
Yep.
10:38 to go.
Actually, he lifted the boom. He came in with a great position.
That was a nice hit. Nice hit, and it wasn't one of these driving through the head. It was a it was a great tackle, the way they're teaching tackle, the hot format out of UNH.
Eyes to the sky, as Senior Trish would say.
So here we go. So Memorial splits 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Coburn ready for the direct snap. 3rd and 9, comes back ready to pass, fires over a little screen, and immediately gets knocked down.
They're reading that. That looks like, is that Spencer?
That's 53. That's Adams.
That's Spencer Adams. Yep. Nice job.
So this is going to be 3rd and 9, a 4th and 9 actually, and now Memorial's going to punt it away. So we got Montpini deep for Bedford.
Be interesting to see if they kick it to him. I'd be really surprised if they do.
Well, past couple times they did, they paid. So let's see what happens. Snap back, kick away, almost block.
Somebody's got to pick up that wing there. Wow, nice job, Bedford.
So it was either a missed punt or a partial block, because that only went 10 yards. So
if you're going to leave, the idea is you're going to leave the wing wide open like that, you can't take 3 steps to punt. You have to get it 1-step kick, because the timing's off there. But
so
I have no doubt that they'll get that right. Nice job by Bedford, though. They're starting to do the things that they need to do to
on the
create
Memorial
the distance.
46-yard line, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Robert waiting the snap. Now the official's getting in position, and they're going to blow the whistle. Bedford's going to run this play. Direct snap, man in motion.
Can't believe they didn't call a
motion
defensive.
Man. Robert keeps it again up the middle and gets to the 40-yard line.
So left tackle was offside, so I just head was over. I'm surprised they missed that.
So,
but Bedford got 5 anyway.
So Bedford comes out. Looks like we got Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. We got 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Robert checks the play at the line, waiting for the snap. 9:02 to go till the halftime. Robert takes the snap. Fake to Norfleet. Robert comes this way, straight up the middle, positive gain.
Boy, I tell you, Connor is anybody that's looking at this kid, from colleges has got to look at the inner elements of his game, the fake handoffs, the way he runs through the hole, all of the body language is a complete fake, and he's just smooth. I like it.
Bedford 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. Robert, direct snap. Hands to Norfleet, left-hand side, cuts to the middle.
Same thing.
Gets down to about the 15-yard line, maybe to the 12.
Yeah. This is all in the handoff and the exchange, and all the head work and all of the. This is the fine-tuning that I think that Derek and his staff do a great job at, where the little things are being done. That's very difficult for a defensive front to pick up.
Norfleet out, Anagnost in, Robert in the backfield with Robert. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Robert, direct snap, hands to Agnos, right-hand side, positive yards, 3 or 4 yards again.
Yep.
I think Bedford...
2 hands on the football. You get inside the 40, and it's scoring time, keep your 2 hands on the football, and that's what they did.
Nothing but technique.
Yep. Discipline.
So here we got Agnos still in the backfield. Bedford, Connor Robert running the spread offense to perfection. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Robert waiting the snap. Direct snap. Robert keeps it right away, right up the middle, and
they're running right behind Colmer, and the right tackle. I just had it, and
right tackle Collins, Galamara.
Yeah, I mean, just the right tackle in the center, Josh Colmer, doing it, just completely showing command of the defensive line.
So Bedford goes 2 to the left, 1 to the right as a tight end, 2 in the backfield this time. Looks like we got Anagnos in up the middle, Toscano.
Running behind the left side of Colmer.
And
he's just
Toscano for a touchdown.
Yeah, Josh Colmer's completely wasting the nose tackle, and the offensive group sees it. It's just dominating him at the line. And
Steve, I think they figured out Memorial's defense on that drive because every play was positive yards, every single way, and plays of 10, 15 yards at a whack. So.
Yep.
So we got Aiello back for the point after. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good.
It's good.
Plenty of
that's starting to take the trend. I was going to say at the end of the first quarter, but they started the second so quickly I didn't get a chance to. You could see the very end of the first quarter, a few mistakes, you could. And look, the young fellows are going to begin to wear down. What you want to see from Memorial standpoint is a good first, which they had, and then you want to see a pretty good third quarter too. You fully understand that you're going to gas out the second and the fourth. It's going to happen. You still fight all along the way, hope for the best, but the first and the third quarter, you want to see strong efforts from the Memorial staff.
In the third quarter, you're taking a blow at halftime, you're making some adjustments, you're trying to come out. So
pump the kids up.
Yeah, and we don't want to see a demoralized Memorial team. These kids are most of them brand new to the varsity level, and you know they're showing a pretty good showing here in Bedford. Down 14-0 with 7:29 to go.
But the defensive line is just starting to be really dominated heavily by the interior linemen of Bedford.
Yeah.
Guards and center.
All right, Ayala ready to kick this thing away, and away it goes. And it's a nice kick, going to be fielded at the 15-yard line, gets up to the 20, 25, misses a tackle, gets over to the 22-yard line for Memorial.
Just a
Vargas with the return.
Yeah, Vargas. I mean, give the kid credit. He brings it right through, but you know, a lot of black jerseys breaking through the line without not breaking stride, and.
So they're starting at the 27 with 7:24 to go. Colburn brings out the offense. They're going to bring 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield with Colburn. Waiting the snap. Making some adjustments, getting the last-minute adjustments from the sideline. Snap back, Colburn, hands off. Running back's getting swarmed. He's going to lose about 4
No, the interior line on both sides is just too much strength, and going up against too much strength, they're starting to wear down. This game could break open really, really fast here.
Yeah, they got to be careful at Memorial at this end. I mean,
you can have all the great athletes you want on a team, but if you don't have if the interior line is losing, you're losing the trenches, you're going to get wiped out.
Yeah. All right. So Memorial brings 1 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 person in the backfield with Colburn. Snap down, looks, fires this way, and it is incomplete.
Well, that was the route that the receiver ran was clearly the wrong route. That was supposed to be straight down the sidelines, and he led him nicely. And he turned inside and looked back on his inside, and that wasn't what the play was designed for, clearly.
3rd and 15. This is a big play for Memorial. They got to get chunky yards, or they're going to kick it back to Bedford.
Oh yeah, with great field position.
Yeah. So Memorial comes out. They go 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Single run in the backfield. Direct snap. Colburn goes to his right. He's under pressure. Fires downfield, and that is complete,
nice
but
catch.
only for a couple of yards. They only got like 3 or 4 yards on that one, so they're going to have to kick it away.
Speed side to side of the field. Mike, Bedford's clearly got a really significant advantage at this point.
Great coverage.
Yep.
6:24 and counting till halftime. Bedford with a 14-0 lead. Mumpini back to cover the punt for Bedford. Snap goes back. Fielded. Kicks away. Nice high kick. Mumpini's going to handle it with some blockers in front of him. Goes down the left-hand side. Cuts back in the middle.
Don't understand it.
Comes up to the 50. To the 45. Breaks some more tackles. Go 40. Spins away. They drag him down. They got him by the shirt. They got him by the ankle.
I watched Mumpini in the youth leagues, and he's just a very, very intense, very much like Sean Rook, in the sense that he can do a lot of things. He can stop and start very, very quickly. But the biggest mistake is you don't kick it to him. You bound it over the sidelines here in the 40-yard line and get it out of bounds, because now you I don't know.
Norfleet in the backfield with Robert. 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Robert waiting for the direct snap. Man in motion, coming this way, handoff, nope, comes back to Norfleet, the left-hand side, cuts it up into the 20, to the 15-yard line, down to the 20-yard line.
A lot of retractive motion from the, moving back, getting thrown back at the line of scrimmage and beyond. I mean, these tackles are being made 8, 9, 10 yards deep.
So check that. That was the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's going to be interesting.
Great run.
Bedford doing a great job. Offensive line is
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Up the middle. I'm sorry. What would you give that to him? I don't have that. What does that say? So Bedford's 5:27 to go.
30.
We have 5:21 to go, ticking till halftime. So Bedford comes up. They send 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Single backfield with Robert. Robert waiting the direct snap. Hands it off, left-hand side. That looks like Norfleet, and he gets gobbled up by a couple of Bedford
good play
Memorial defenders.
By Memorial, but other than that play, Bedford, I'm watching Bedford's offensive line push the D line of Memorial, 7-8 yards back. I mean, by the time the whistle blows, it's
just short of the first down.
So
moving off the line well.
Looks like we got Toscano in the backfield now.
Yeah, coach is using all 3.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job shuffling these guys in and out. So they're going to go 3 to the left. We got a timeout here. Who called time? Official looks like they called time. I don't know what they're doing.
Doing a measurement, I think. I think they're measuring.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that close, but
I
it
didn't
was.
either.
Yeah. Beautiful night here at Bedford High School.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The weather, boy.
You can feel the bite in the air, though. Can you feel that nice fall weather coming?
Yeah, I just wish fall would last like 9 months and then have spring.
Good luck. Good luck with that. No.
Fall in New Hampshire's, I mean, where is it better? It's just,
it isn't.
It's gorgeous here.
Yeah. I try not to brag about it because more people will discover it and come and live with us.
Spoken from a true Scotsman.
4:36 to go until halftime. Bedford's...
you ascribed to good fences make good neighbors, but less people make better neighbors?
Looks like Toscano's in the backfield with Robert. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Waiting for the direct snap. Robert takes it and immediately comes right up the middle and gets about
good
5
surge.
yards. Yeah, nice. I mean, they're just pushing. This offensive line just pushing this defensive line of Memorial back.
What about the last 3 or 4 plays of the first quarter? You could see this coming. And
4 minutes, 10 seconds to go till halftime. Ball's on the 10-yard line of Memorial. Toscano in the backfield with Robert. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Robert direct snap, fakes, looks downfield, throws it, and there's a little misread on that because the end did a button hook instead of going deep into the pylon. So.
Well, I think what you're going to start seeing is you're going to start seeing Coach Stank work his way a little deeper into the offensive playbook, try to get some live time, and get start to build up the execution on some different plays, and.
So the red zone offense brings 2 running backs. We got Norfleet and Anagnos in the backfield with Robert. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3:55 to go till halftime. Waiting for the direct snap. Robert hands off to Anagnos, goes left, cuts up, runs into a couple Memorial defenders.
It looks like he's pretty close to a first down. I can't tell. Maybe a little short.
Yeah, a little short. That was close. Yeah, he's within a yard. So 4th and 5. So this is one of those situations.
Connor signals to the sideline. Let's go for it.
Yeah, we're not taking the field goal, Coach. So Norfleet and Anagnos in the backfield. I can see any one of those kids taking the ball. Now Anagnos goes in motion, gives it to Norfleet. Norfleet up the middle. He gets the first down and more.
Ooh.
That's a nice hard tackle by the kid from Memorial.
Yeah, sure was.
He wasn't letting him in the end zone, but that's a 1st and goal for Bedford with 3:21 to go.
Good forward lean and driving the legs, short steps, driving the legs and short yardage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with 3:21 to go, they should be winding that clock. They did. It's still ticking.
Yep.
Norfleet, Anagnos in the backfield with Robert. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Direct snap. That looks like Anagnos bouncing off players, sniffing that goal line. And
pretty close. I thought he was in, but I guess his knee went down.
Yeah, no, they're calling it second.
Yeah, he's saying his right knee was down.
2nd in inches.
But nice second effort there by Dimitri.
So this time we got Norfleet, we got Anagnos over in the slot, 2 to the right, 2 to the left.
Watch the surge here, Mike, of the O-line.
Robert comes up, and he's just going to take it and fall forward. I think he went down. He fumbled the ball. And covered by Bedford.
Well, you got to do that quick. Once that quarterback goes up on the center, you have to do it quick, and it does have a degree of a margin of error.
2:33 and counting till halftime, and it's 3rd and goal. It's inches. They say 1, but I don't think it's that. It's inches.
It looks like about a foot line.
So
brought Dimitri off and then put in
Toscano's in, along with Norfleet and Robert. Robert waiting the direct snap. Toscano
Watch
in
for the
motion,
swing pass.
and
No.
here comes Robert straight
There we
ahead.
go.
Yeah,
He's in.
He's punched it in. Touchdown.
Yep. Touchdown.
So Connor Robert taking it in with 2
That little
minutes
swing
and 10
pass.
seconds.
That little swing pass makes the defensive backs and the linebackers have to hold their feet. They have to watch it, and they know the offensive line is gonna win the battle. So nice call by Coach. I like that.
So it looks like Aiello ready to add another point after.
I like this two-back set by Bedford. It's just adds another dimension.
Many options out there. Yeah, Coach,
Yep.
you're right. So Aiello ready to add. Ball is up.
Boy,
It's good. Boy,
nice
this kid's got a leg.
Yeah.
This kid's
Good
got
job.
a leg.
Good job by the holder as well. Number 10, let's give him credit.
That's Aiello.
That's Aiello. Nice. And that's great. They got two guys that can work together back and forth like that.
Crowley, number 1, was the hold, and Aiello kicked it. So.
Yeah, but I mean, Crowley. Good job, Crowley. Yeah. Nice
so
hold.
we got an update here from Harry. Harry gives us the Salem 14-0 over Nashua South. Exeter putting up some points now against Central, 21-6. And Nashua North spanking Timberlane. It's 27-0.
Yeah, I thought it was Nashua North. They said that's a stronger team. They're spanking who?
Timberlane.
Timberlane, wow.
Yeah.
Timberlane and the Jamboree, I don't know if they are or not, but I thought they looked a little young, Mike. They look very similar to Memorial in the sense they're rebuilding.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were always a Division II squad anyways, right?
Yeah. Along with Exeter, they were Division II.
Yeah. For a long time. But they've proved they can play up. BG was Division II. They proved they can play up. So that's all good signs. Aiello now ready to kick this thing off to Memorial. And the ball is up, and it didn't go deep with it, that's for sure. So it's handled on the short. Memorial gets it. He's immediately covered by two Bedford players.
He just wants to run upfield. Don't run backwards. It's not going to happen. But,
so Memorial's going to take it over at the 25-yard line with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go. And I'll tell you what, Memorial needs to, move the sticks on this, because if not, Bedford could take it and stick it in the end zone. They've done that in the past.
Well, what if we got 2:06 left, right? Yeah.
I think Bedford has all their timeouts. They do. So does a Memorial. So
one thing is, if this continues to spread, the game wide open, we're liable to see some other players from Bedford get in the game too, and which is always kind of see how deep they are.
Memorial 2 to the right, 2 to the left, man in motion. Quarterback keeper comes this way, positive yards, gets out to the 32-yard line.
Yep, nice run.
That's what we talked about, with Memorial making some positive gains on this drive to not give the ball back to Bedford and hold it to a 21-zip lead at halftime.
Yeah, they need a first down here in order to bring the clock down.
1:43 to go. Memorial comes out with their spread offense. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, single backfield. Coburn gets it, looks to the right, goes to the left, fires left, and it is intercepted. Bedford has picked it off and then knocked out of bounds. So just like that.
Wow, number 5 for Memorial laid a hit. That was Chris Coburn.
Well, that's
quarterback. Laid a hit on him.
Yeah. Well, he just threw the interception. So
I don't think he was too happy.
Yeah.
Who intercepted that? Was that 11?
We didn't hear that.
Harry, did you see who intercepted it?
16.
Cole Glennon?
Glennon. Yeah, Glennon with the interception. Thank you, Steve, for that.
When he got hit, Glennon went airborne when he got hit. Did you see him go on the sidelines? But he got right back up, ran off the field.
So here we go.
I'm all right, Coach.
With 1:26 to go, halftime goes 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Toscano in the backfield. Robert straight back, looking to pass, fires left.
Good blocking.
Flat over to the. We got a couple of flags.
74. They're going to get on a hold, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that went to Shabrick, and he had some positive gains, but that's coming back.
Yeah. 74, Ben Lacombe. Looks like he got a hold there on the. Nice job getting out there, but the defender was able to kind of get some separation, was going to hit him, and then kind of locked up
and
hand.
The flag came right out, so it wasn't like
there wasn't any question.
Call.
Yeah.
So Bedford now with 1:21 to go. This is going to be kicked back 10 yards, right?
Looks like it, yeah. Yeah, that was. You could see that wide open, but
So this will
it's awful hard to just let go and let the guy tackle him, and ref was right there.
So here we go. 1:21 to go till halftime. Bedford up 21-zip and threatening to add more. But that holding call just pushed him back. That doesn't mean much with Bedford because they can chew up 10, 20 yards in a play or two. But they got to be mindful of the clock. So Bedford is, I guess, waiting. Well, actually, we're waiting for the officials to mark it off, and now they finally figured it out, and here they come.
Probably look for a slant here from if I
can
log in enough.
Hold on. The Bedford team is ready to snap, come up and take the ball, but the official's still marking it back, and that goes back to the 39-yard line. So that was a big one.
That was a big one. Yep.
Here we go. Looks like Toscano in the backfield with Robert. 3 to the right, 1 to the left.
Look for a slant here.
Bedford ready. Robert ready. Snap back. Robert straight back under a little pressure. Tucks it and runs. Now Memorial's all over him. You better get out of bounds. And he did.
There's an intelligent quarterback. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Knows it. He's such an athlete. Got good speed. What does he do? He pulls it down, runs out of bounds.
And didn't force the ball.
Yeah. And anybody in here that's looking to recruit, checking this guy out for a quarterback for the future is going to look at stuff like that and going to say, you know what? This is not only a good athlete, he's pre-trained. So, and that's big.
Toscano in the backfield, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Robert waiting to snap. Right back, looking downfield, fires downfield. Shabrick caught, nice catch. Down to the 20-yard line, maybe the 22-yard line.
Yeah, boy, he's got an arm.
So
Chabrick, nice job going up far, too.
Chabrick did a great job.
You see Chabrick, he protected himself well. He thought he was going to take a hit right in the midsection.
Yeah.
And he turned and he pulled in very quickly. And that was, how you protect yourself in the game.
52 seconds and counting. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. In the backfield, Anagnos, quick flare out to the left, and then we got a whistle.
Offsides or a jump? Oh, timeout.
Timeout before the play.
Right before the play.
So Coach Stank saw something he didn't like with 44 seconds ago and burned up one of those 3 timeouts. As we say, you can't take them into the locker room with you. You might as well use them.
You can't. Bedford High School band getting ready to march in.
Can't
give us a halftime show.
The band does such a great job.
They sure do.
So we got 44.7 seconds to go till halftime. Bedford up 21-zip and threatening. Ball is on the Memorial 23-yard line, 3rd down and 7. Just a great offensive display so far. Bedford took a couple of, series to warm up, but once they warmed up, they started clicking. And
I think Bedford's got some areas on tempo that it needs to improve a little bit. I'll tell you what really, to me, what looks well executed is Connor and the handoffs and the fakes. They're ready to roll. They're cooked in. A little bit of the offensive tempo to maybe if they could to speed it up a little bit, I think could. But again, that takes time. But the offensive line work on Bedford, Coach Stank's going to be very pleased with what he's seeing there.
So it looks like Anagnos is going to be in the backfield with Robert. We got 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Ready for the direct snap. Robert takes the snap, comes this way, looks to pass, fires downfield. Ooh, that was in and out of the hands of Mumpini and almost intercepted. But
I couldn't tell. I had this window bar in the way. It looked like, hard to imagine, isn't it?
These windows with all the fingerprints on them. We're going to have to get them cleaned.
Those window frames are wider than Bill. And, they're not wider than me. I can guarantee you that. But.
4th and 7. 40 seconds. Yeah. We go to the roof.
Harry's excommunicating us up to the roof.
Direct snap, go back. Robert looks down.
What a
hot touchdown.
My word.
At number 5.
What a pass.
Yeah, great catch.
Oh, my word. Great catch, but a great pass.
Yeah, Mumpini was wide open in the middle, and Robert just threaded it right in on a 4th down and 7.
That's above high school.
It was just a nice throw.
Sorry.
So great throw by Robert to Mumpini, and Bedford adds another 6, 27-zip.
The comfort level that Connor has in the pocket and the quick release, perfect form, nail the hammer. Good. Just great stuff.
Aiello with another PAT and makes it 28-0. That interception that Memorial threw with 2 minutes to go.
Yep.
They paid. You get turnovers deep in your own territory against a team like Bedford. You give them less than 2 minutes, and they didn't even need the full 2 minutes. They get out and stick it in the end zone. It's 28-zip.
But the flow of that play and the pass catch and the execution is college level.
Yeah. It's a highlight film. I mean,
it really
if
is.
you're going to show something, one of the highlight throws. That was one of the great highlight throws of Connor Robert. Poised.
Mumpini could not have missed that if he wanted to. That thing was right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, yeah. So here we are. We have Bedford ready to kick it off. Our yellows and Memorial's got 2 players deep. With 35 seconds to go till halftime. So here we go. What do you do if you're Memorial? Do you just take a knee?
Yeah, I don't think you really try to do anything here. It's
deep kick.
Boy, that's a great
Field
kick
at
right
the goal
there.
line, coming up the far right-hand side, and gets out to about the 27-yard line.
Who made that
nice
stick?
return.
That was number 6. Came on special teams, loaded and ready to go.
It said Mumpini made it. Was that 5?
That was 6. Tommy Morgan.
Okay. Nice hit.
That's how to bring it, Tommy.
So here
Wow.
here we go with 27.2 seconds to go till halftime, and Memorial looks like they aren't in the victory position there.
Geez, Mike, you're getting it right down to the tenths of seconds here, huh?
Well, we got this great scoreboard over there.
Wow. That's precision.
And the numbers are big, so I can read it. Quarterback goes to the keeper and goes to the left-hand side.
Smart play. You never know.
Side.
Run the coy. He's your best runner.
Yeah.
Run it around the corner. See, you never know.
And they get him, and he gets out of bounds, so the clock stopped.
Yep.
So with a gain of 2.
I would say this is about what was expected for a halftime, wouldn't you, Mike?
I think so.
21 to 35, somewhere in that range.
Well, yeah, I think
maybe not 35, but
I think what we knew coming in with Bedford and what we knew about Memorial.
Yep.
Anyways, Coburn direct snap, hands it to the running back, goes right-hand side and gets 9 yards. I think he got a first down.
I would be very much encouraging these kids at Memorial. I know the coaching staff will. There's plenty that they can build off of here. It's just a matter of keeping the kids motivated, interested, and recognizing, you know what, guys, come out the second half, give me the best third quarter you can possibly give me, and I don't give it down after that.
And you know what? They aren't giving up. They didn't take my advice and take a knee.
No,
they're out there
they did
competing,
not.
and that's great.
They sure are.
So Memorial, Coburn waiting for the snap. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Waiting the direct snap. Man in motion. Handoff to the motion man. No, yes, he did. Yeah, went far right inside, got a first down. Nice play.
See if they take a.
Vargas with the carry.
With 9 seconds left. They're really. I haven't seen the quarterback with a deep threat, Mike. I don't know. I haven't seen his arm.
I haven't seen his arm either.
Yeah,
he hasn't thrown yet, so we don't know.
I don't think they will anyway.
But this clock's going to start winding with 9 seconds.
Sure is.
And Memorial's just going to
get off one more play. Let it go.
We're going to wrap this. We're going to come to halftime. We got a great interview with Coach Stank coming up. He's going to talk about his squad this year. Harry put together along with Chris, put together a great program. It's halftime at Memorial at Bedford High School. Visiting Memorial coming in. Bedford with a 28-0 lead. Listen to Coach Stank. Enjoy the halftime show, and Steve and I will be back. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Robinson. I'm here with Coach Derek Stank from Bedford High School. The last year, 2016 Division I State Boys Championship title came through Bedford. Coach Stank, welcome to another season.
Thank you. Yeah, we're glad to be here. Season just got started a couple weeks ago for the official, but for us, we feel like we've been rolling for about 6-7 months now. So
awesome. Give us a little background. Where are you from, Coach?
From right outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a town called Edders. I played football at Redland High School, and I was obviously recruited to come up here and play some football for the University of New Hampshire, and at which point in time I never left.
And that's great. We're glad you didn't leave. In high school, were you a defensive guy, or did you play both sides of the ball?
I played both sides of the ball. Yep, I was defensive end is where I kind of found my niche, and that's what I ended up getting recruited for. But I also played on the offensive line, tight end for the first 2 years, and then due to priorities, moved into guard and tackle.
Yeah, and at UNH, you were a DN for. Did you play there for all 4 years?
Yeah, I was there for 5 years, redshirted my freshman year, and then played for the next 4 years after that. I started off at DN for the first 2, and then moved to defensive tackle as the size got bigger. We were a very speed-based defense, so we wanted to have guys that definitely could move.
Awesome. Last year you had 61 players, 22 seniors, so you had some shoes to fill. But last year, 10-0, capped with a great win over Exeter High School at your alumni, UNH, by the way, 7-0, a defensive gem. You held Exeter to 152 total yards with 10 yards passing, 2 interceptions. First time Exeter has been shut out since 2009. I did a little research. When the clock ticked down and the final whistle blew, what were your thoughts about that season, that team, that game?
Well, when I took over 3 years ago, I've been here for 10 years now. Most of those time underneath Coach Hines, 1 year underneath Jim O'Keefe. We've had a good team, and we've done everything but one thing, and that was finish. We've never been able to finish the season the way we wanted to, including this last season that Hines was here. We were 11-0 going into the state title. So when I took over that following year, on the back of our T-shirts, I put one word on the back, guys, and it was finish. And that was our goal, is to finish what we have started, because we've been a good team. We've had opportunities. We just haven't been able to close the deal. So when that final second ticked out and we finally finished the games that we've been playing, the state championship games that we've been in before, it was a sigh of relief. It was an emotional joy. It was 10 years of hard work coming to a final culmination where we were able to finish something that we started a long time ago.
I remember when we winded down that game, my comment was the first year you didn't win a game, and this year you didn't lose a game, and you won the championship. That must have felt awesome.
It's gone a long way. We got the game ball sitting right up there against Milford, where we won by 6. That was the first win, and we got the one back here for the state championship.
Nice,
so, yeah.
Nice. We'll get a shot of that before we wrap this thing up. So total number of kids, the numbers are down this year. You had 61 last year. What are the numbers this year? Tell me who you got.
We have 56 upperclassmen, that's sophomore through senior, and then we're looking at 20 freshmen. So they are low numbers as far as the quantity, but the quality of those 56, they're very good football players. And the 20 coming in for freshmen, a lot of them are raw, but there's some good talent on that squad. So it's definitely been a transition from where we used to be with 130 some players on the team, even breaching 140 one year, 50 freshmen coming in at a time, to now having 25 freshmen coming in and, a total of 50 to 60 upperclassmen. But, there's goods and bads to everything. So, we're not finding it to be a hindrance. If anything, it makes our practices a little bit more efficient, a little bit easier to manage. Sure. And we're able to focus in on the stronger skill sets that we do have from our different athletes.
Yeah. What do you think the low numbers are from? I mean, a lot of people talk about concussions, the parents aren't letting their kids play. We know that the 2 youth football programs combined into one program this year, I believe, the Jaguars and Junior Bulldogs. Do you still see that feeder program sending you 20 kids a year at least coming through?
Well, I think that them being together as one program actually could help increase the chance of uniting, Bedford football and having a stronger, richer future. And obviously their merge has just occurred. So there's still a lot of, the trickle effect has yet to occur or anything is affected because of that merge. But as far as across the state, there's a lot of programs that are down. Yeah, I know Exeter and other programs, they still have lots of numbers and everything. But at the end of the day, I think, there's fear of injury, the concussions, and then other injuries are definitely they're going to play a role in parents letting their kids come out for football. I think specializing in sports is becoming more and more of a thing up here in New Hampshire. I know it's maybe been a little bit more prominent down south and maybe some of the larger states, but even up here now. And the increase in lacrosse players. I mean, there's a lot of factors for why people aren't coming out. But at the end of the day, I also run a very tight ship here. If kids aren't ready to commit all year long, 3 days a week in the weight room, and if they're playing another sport, then that's great. But if they're not, they're expected to be here training, and we have a lot of summer stuff that we do. So, I think we might have lost a few numbers just from the expectations of if you're not ready to commit, then, you probably aren't going to be on the team.
Well, you talk about commitment, some of the great programs in the city and the state. Central comes to mind. For years, they were the top dog, and they had weightlifting programs. The kids were starting right after the season ended and had that off-season program. How significant is that? You say that's significant for the kids to be committed. How big is that?
It's huge. It's without a doubt huge. And yes, the strength, the size, those are paramount to be successful in the game of football. Building the speed and the power and all of those other assets, the agility, that's huge. But at the end of the day, you can't come together in August and expect to be so united and be able to fight through the things you have to fight through as a football team and just prepare in a couple weeks. It doesn't happen. So for me, the actual time in the off season, the time over the spring, the time over the summer, all the summer trainings, all the camps we go to, the 7-on-7 leagues we're in, this is us developing a team. This is us developing a familyhood, a brotherhood, a bonding, where that's what's allowing us to be successful in those times when you can't do it by yourself. You got to rely on your brothers. And we've fought for the last 7 months to get to this point to hopefully now be able to put that all into the field.
Big thing today is concussions. Proper tackling techniques weren't taught years ago. You're teaching that now. How significant is the proper tackling techniques taught at Bedford High School?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we're in a sport that if we're not careful, it's going to die. Its future is in jeopardy. So we as coaches need to evolve. Things that you used to think were okay for you are no longer okay for you. I mean, that happens with medicine. It happens with nutrition. It happens with everything. So with football, we need to evolve also. One of the studies that we've been involved in here at Bedford is the HUT study through UNH, helmetless tackling study. And for 2 years, we had kids wear headbands and sensors where half of the kids did the tackling without helmets and the other half did not, and they tracked the data. And this is our 3rd year now, so we're out of the study. But one of the things we've done is we have taken all of those tools and the trades that we've learned through that HUT tackling, very similar to the Seahawk, Pete Carroll tackling, the Hawk tackling, and now we're teaching that. So every bit of our tackling that we do at practice has no shoulder pads and no helmets on. So the only tackling practice we do is without helmets. And if you teach kids to tackle without helmets, well, they're going to keep their head out of the work. And ultimately, when they go to tackle with helmets on, they're probably going to do that same thing and keep their head out of the work. So the emphasis really is you have to remove the head from the contact of the work. There's still going to be pulling guards. There's still going to be blocking. There's still going to be contact that's occurring. Those things cannot be eliminated completely. But we need to be smart and educated and say, how can we take a large part of where this head contact is coming in, the tackling, and remove it? So that's what we're trying to do here.
Awesome. Awesome, Coach. Sounds great. Let's get right into this year's team. So we're going to start. So last year on the offense, you had 12 guys with significant playing time on the offensive side of the ball. You had 7 graduating seniors. Let's start right at the top. Connor Robert, senior, 3-year starter. What makes this kid so special?
Well, Connor is a very talented individual. From his freshman year on, we knew that we had an athlete. We had a guy that could throw the ball and that could run the ball. And as a spread offense, you need to have a guy that can do both of those things. He's also a guy that knows the game. He's a student of the game, and he understands what's expected of him. And when you have that, you can start to give him a little bit more freedom, a little bit more liberty to adjust things accordingly, whether he sees an opening and he can make a check out of something into something different. So, he's a strong kid, too. He's a very physically fit individual. At 200 pounds, he rep 225 pounds on the bench for 9 repetitions in a row and 315 for 7 on the squat. So he's got the assets needed to be successful. And he also has good drive. This is a kid that wants to play at the next level and most likely will and have some good success doing so because of those things that he has put in.
Who do you have as his backup?
We have a handful of quarterbacks right now that are floating on that backup line. Owen Brown is a guy that used to be a quarterback for us. He turned into a great linebacker last year, started as an outside linebacker. So that's where his priorities lie. And he is a guy that will hopefully only ever play defense, but at 165 pounds, one of the fastest kids on the team, a great athlete, a great runner. He's definitely a guy that will be ready to go if we need him. From there, we have Thomas Morgan and Nate Frederick, who are also very talented. Thomas Morgan is a small, shifty-style quarterback, and he's a slot receiver for us right now, really competing for a starting spot, but also takes many reps at the quarterback position. Much like what we did with Sharuk Hussein last year, where Sharuk was slated as the second-string quarterback, but you never had to see him because Connor was always there. And Nate Frederick is our quarterback from last year, who's grown exponentially over the year from probably 5'6" to almost 6 foot and 100 pounds to 135. So this is a kid that's coming along very well. He's a student of the game, one of the smarter football players we have on the team, knowing exactly what to do in every situation. So, he's an up-and-coming sophomore this year, looking to be a solid JV quarterback for us, and hopefully in future years.
Nice. Running back, last year you had 2 seniors, 2 studs. I loved watching these guys play, Nick Leahy and Sean Tierney. Who's stepping up to replace them this year?
You know, another thing where, you know, we lost good football players, but we have 3 guys that have filled those shoes, and there's not that much of a drop-off for them. They're very talented. They're size-wise. They're 200 to 210 pounds apiece. They're all roughly 6 foot tall, you know, 5'10" to 6 foot. We've got Ryan Toscano. He's a junior, and he's a great running back for us. He's also our starting free safety on the defensive side. We have Dimitri Aganost, who is also another very physical 200-pound running back for us. Very talented, very aggressive, knows how to run the ball. Great running back at JV last year. And then Thomas Norfleet. Thomas Norfleet is a senior captain for us. He's one of the strongest kids we have on the team. Did our power clean max, and he's coming through at 225 for 10 reps, 250 for 10 reps. So, I mean, anyone that can power clean 250 for 10 reps in a row, it's a pretty spectacular feat. So he's a very strong, talented 200-pound running back. So we really have 3 starting running backs this year, and I see all of them getting multiple reps as they rotate through the offensive series.
Last year, the receiving corps, real talented. I mean, these are the guys that, you know, really helped you guys propel through the season, through the playoffs. You had Sharouk Hussein, Liam Green, Colby Smith, and the returning guys, Noah Chadrick, who caught that lone touchdown for you guys in the championship game. Who will fill in the shoes of Hussein, Smith, and Green?
Well, you know, when you say fill shoes, you know, yeah, I got to put a guy in his spot. You know, some of these guys, they're going to be tough to replace. Green was a very large, very physical player. Sharouk Hussein, probably the best hands to ever come through Bedford High School. He just caught the football, and he was very smart. He wasn't going to blow you away with maybe his speed or his size. He was 150 pounds soaking wet, but he did things that just the average football player couldn't do. So to replace a guy, to truly replace a Sharouk Hussein is going to be a tough thing to do. But we have guys that are ready to step up. Harry Lagon, who is a great tight end, kind of a wing guy for us, motion him into the backfield. He's ready to go at a slot position. We have Cole Glennon, another 6'3", very fast, track style speed wide receiver that's going to step out to replace Liam Green. Right? We've got Lucian Mumpini. Lucian Mumpini has stepped up as a very physical, a very fast, very explosive player for us. He just took over the triple jump and long jump record this last year in the spring season as a sophomore. So he's coming back as a junior, and he's going to be a very dangerous threat for us, hopefully. And then we've got other guys like Connor Crowley that are knocking on the door and trying to take one of those spots.
That's awesome. When I saw Harry last year play, he reminded me a lot of like a Gronk. Big kid.
He's 230 pounds right now, can squat 405.
Yeah.
He's a very physical, big, strong, athletic kid. He's a basketball player. He knows how to move his body.
Yeah, and he's a junior.
Yep.
Which is great. So you got him for 2 years. That's awesome. So let's go to the D side, which is your college years. Last year you had 15 guys with significant playing time. The 10 were seniors, including Miles Strickler, Kyle Egerquist, Kyle Jalbert, Connor Collins, Nick Canoni, Brian Tebow or Thibodeau, did I pronounce that right?
Tebow, yep.
Jacob Gregson, Caleb McDonald, Sharouk Hussein. Our returning guys, Owen Brown, we mentioned Collins, Mupini, and Christian Bourgeois.
And Spencer Adams.
On the D side, who's stepping up for on the line?
So obviously we have a few more holes to fill on that defensive side. Our offensive line, we have pretty much 3/4 returners coming back. But from a defensive side, yeah, we got some holes with Kyle Jalbert, Brian Tebow, Jake Gregson, Caleb McDonald. I mean, that's our whole line. So our defensive end is Christian Bourgeois right now. He's the one that had the most playing experience from last year. He's going to be a junior this year. He's a good-sized athlete. He's very fast and physical. Andrew Twites looking to be another defensive end on the outside. Jacoby Collins also on the outside. And Jack O'Donnell, another guy that's stepping up from a defensive standpoint for us, a senior this year.
How about on the linebacker side?
Well, linebacker side, we have Spencer Adams is coming back and Owen Brown, and they're going to hold strong to be a big part of our defense. And from there, you know, we've got Harry Lagon, who's going to be playing inside. We've got Thomas Norfleet is going to be looking to play outside. Dimitri Aganos, another guy that can play inside. So, I mean, and like I said, these are all of our running backs that are very strong, very fast, very physical. You know, they're going to start defensively, and then they're going to rotate on that offensive reps. So,
and on the D-backs and safety, who do you got?
Well, that's a big hole for us. You know, that's definitely an area that we need to be aware of, and we're working real hard to replace, not to necessarily get the same thing we had last year. We had Connor Collins, a 2-year starter, Sharuk Hussein, who was a very talented athlete, and Miles Strickler, who honestly stepped up his senior year and became a great football player for us. But we have some athletes back there. So we have Lucian Montpini, we talked about as a slot, very talented, very gifted as a skill set. So he'll be back there as a defensive back. We've got Ryan Toscano, who's going to be looking to play as our free safety, a 210-pound athlete, you know, running back, all-state lacrosse player, and he's going to be our free safety. And our other kind of position right now, our corners up in the open. We've got a handful of seniors that are competing for it, from Tyler Barnard to DJ Hawkins. Both of them seniors, work their way through the JV program looking for that. And we've got some young guys like Guerin. We have Zachary Guerin, Arnold Guerin's son, who is, you know, a very talented athlete. He's unfortunately suffered a slight knee injury over the off season, so he's on his recovery road for that. He's slated to be back within the next couple weeks, but, you know, I mean, he's 6'2", 190 pounds, so a big size defensive back that's very fast and athletic.
Yeah. Special teams, you've got Connor Crowley as punter. He's coming back.
Yep.
Who's his backup?
So we've got a couple backups. I think, you know, Joe Aiello's been taking on more of a kicking role in all facets, so he's doing pretty well with the punts. We also have Chris Francis, not a standard punter. He's one of our defensive tackles, the strongest guy on the team. He's 6'3", 290-pound defensive tackle, but he's been punting for us on and off throughout the years as we needed him, and he can put a load into that football.
He can put his foot into that, can't he? Yeah. On the kicking side, kickoff, extra point, you're talking Joe Aiello. He's coming back. He's going to do that.
Connor Crowley is our other individual.
Okay.
Connor Crowley is actually the individual that came into the game, the Merrimack game, and kicked those final extra points that we needed to secure a tie to then go into overtime. So, you know, Connor Crowley is a good kicker on both sides, whether it's punting or kickoffs or PAT. So we have him there with Joe Aiello. And then we also have Madison Lucantoni, who's going to be a great kicker for us, most likely at that JV level.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Madison, the only girl, the only female on the team? Are there any others stepped up?
No, we only have one female, and that's Madison Lucantoni on the team, but we do have a female that played multiple years ago, probably about 5-6 years ago now, Rachel Allen. And she was actually a running back and a free safety, one of our top tacklers for the JV team that year when she was a JV player.
That's great. Good to see that. I love that. Talk about the schedule this year. And when I look at the schedule this year, I always look at Pinkerton. You know, they've set the standard for years. Last year, they had a down year. Do you expect them to have another down year this year, or any information on who the other guys are going to be facing?
You know, Pinkerton, you know, they're always going to be Pinkerton. They're a good football team. They have a well-established program. You know, there's always going to be waves of guys that come in and guys come out and things that might affect the season. But I have no doubt that O'Reilly's going to do another great job getting his team ready to go, and they're going to have a good football team again.
Any other programs? I know Exeter was in the paper a few weeks ago pumping their chest that they got some guys coming back. You expect them
once again, another team that their history speaks for them. They just know how to do it over and over. Even if they don't get to the end, they know how to do it. They've established themselves, and they have the guys, they have the coaches, they have the staff, they have the support systems in order to redo it again and again and again. So I have no doubt that they'll have another successful season.
Yeah, and you'll have the bullseye on your back because you're the returning champ, undefeated. People are going to try and take a shot at you. What do you say to the players when they come in each day, each game?
Well, at the end of the day, I let them know that this is not a state championship team. That was last year's team.
Yep.
And you can rattle off all the players you just talked about, but at the end of the day, our state championship team was over at the end of that state championship game. And now this is a whole nother team with a whole nother group of guys, all right, and we've got to go back to work to win one game at a time in order to get to where we need to get to.
And I know your favorite game was the last one because it brought you to the championship, but the one before that, Merrimack, was the one that everybody had their hearts in their throat at the end of that game, how that ended. and how you turned it around in the second half. It was just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that one might have taken a few years off a couple people's lives, and it was definitely a game to be remembered and a fan favorite. And at the end of the day, Merrimack was a phenomenal team last year. They did an excellent job all year long, and both times we played them, we had everything we could handle in front of us, and some. So, hats off to them for everything that they were able to accomplish. And our guys, they were able to respond. And I attribute that to everything that we put in, where it's not a 3-month season. This is a year-long brotherhood where these guys, they learn to fight with each other. They learn to compete. They learn to deal with these situations where it's going to be a sudden change. There's going to be problems. Things are going to hit the fan. And we were able to respond. Luckily, our coaching, the players' ability to respond, and everything fell into pieces the way it needed to.
Yeah, it's a good thing you were at home for that Merrimack game, because I know the home crowd came alive and was just it was phenomenal how that ended. But anyways, Coach Stank, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Hey, absolutely.
We hope to get you again, maybe mid-season, give a mid-season breakdown, and then maybe end towards the end of the playoffs. But we appreciate your time with Coach Derek Stank, head boys football coach, Division 2016 champion, Bedford High School. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
For 11 tosses, 83 yards, 2 TDs in that quarter. Norfleet, 8 catches, 58 yards. Anagnos, 4 for 22 yards. Mumpini, 2 for 14 yards, 1 interception. These are rushing here. Oh, these are all rushing yards here. I'm sorry. So Robert had 83 rushing yards on 11 carries. Norfleet, 58 yards on 8 carries. Anagnos, 22 yards on 4 carries. And Mumpini, 14 on 2 carries and a touchdown. And for Memorial, Cameron Hall, 19 yards on 9, and Guerin, 8 on 1.
What were the stats on Fargus as far as running?
So I don't have that one, but I'm sure
Be
it's...
interested to know that.
Don't know. But we've got, Coach Peter Perrick. I'm Peter Perrick into the booth. Peter, how are you?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Why don't you come up and step up and say a few things? Talk to us about your experience at Memorial. How many years now you've been at Memorial?
I started 41.
41.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's been a good run.
It's been a good run. And that's been, you go back all those years, and of course before that you were there. We were there during the 70s when we were watching, teams like Flanagan and Borvage on the baseball and basketball field, and on the football diamond. Those 3 years where they didn't lose a game. Memorial had some pretty special teams back then.
It was some good years. We had a lot of good neighborhoods, and a lot of kids who wanted to play ball together.
Yeah. And it was a special time back then,
Absolutely.
with Memorial being the newest high school in the city, because you had Central, which was the tradition, West, Memorial was the newcomer, and they made sort of an imprint when they got over there in the south side.
They definitely did. They won games. Bob Shabbat and Ubi and Pete Poirier, all the good people. Teddy Menswell, baseball.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Poirier, a guy we just lost, and of course we lost the guys, Hubie, Coach Hubie and Coach Shabbat. They named the football field after them. Great facility over there on the hill at Memorial. They did a great job.
They definitely did.
So thanks for stopping
Have a
by,
good second half.
Peter. Thank you so much. Peter Perrick, longtime official at Memorial, assistant
Nice to meet you, Steve
principal.
Beals.
And I'm glad he stopped by to say hi. So
All-around great guy.
and all-around great guy, Bill Jennings says, and we agree with that. So
Bill doesn't hand those out easy.
we're gonna pick up some scores in a little bit, but we're gonna get a kickoff going here. We got Memorial kicking off to Bedford. Bedford's gonna be going from our left to right, and Memorial's gonna punt this away. Salem 27-8 over Nashua South. Exeter 21-12. The kickoff's gone deep. Here we go. Picked up at the 35-yard line. Cuts up to the 40. Into the 40. Keep going up out to midfield. Great run back. I didn't see who that was. Who was that with the ball?
Noah Chabrick,
Chabrick. Nice run.
number 82.
We just saw a flag come out for unsportsmanlike. We're going to see who that was on. Get back to these sports, these scores. Nashua North 27-0 over Timberlane at halftime. Pinkerton putting it to Elvin, 35-zip at half. Those are all halftime scores. On the boys soccer, Bedford beat Keene 4-zip. They're 2-1. Field hockey, Exeter is 2-1 over Bedford. Girls soccer, Bedford 5-zip over Keene. They're 3-0. And we talked about it earlier. Girls volleyball, Dover 3-zip over Bedford. That was Bedford's first match in volleyball. They're gonna get better. Thanks, Harry, for that information. Another offsetting personal foul here, and so we're back to Bedford, ready to at their 48, going from our left to right, leading 28-zip. So we've got Robert in the backfield. We've got 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Don't know who's standing next to Robert at this angle, but direct snap, handoff up the middle. That looks like, ooh, nice hit. Who was that? Did you get the name?
Number 1, I believe it was.
So anyway, all right, so Bedford.
Greg Abreu, I believe it was.
Back out.
What a hit.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion, coming this way, motion kid. That's Mumpini, cuts it up to the 40, 35. And that's a nice run by Mumpini. Kid's fast.
Bedford's practicing their hurry up now. Not a bad idea to get these things out of the way in the first game when you're up 28 nothing.
So 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Robert in the backfield. Direct snap. Hands off to Norfleet. No, Robert keeps it, goes right up the middle. Misses a tackle. There goes a flag. That's going to come back. And finally tackled at the 12, but that's going to come back. Looks like a holding call downfield.
Didn't see anything there.
The guy with the stripes saw something.
Yeah, he sure did. He threw it right off, so Connor liked the way he's turning upfield.
Yeah, they're just this.
Yeah, hold on. They claim on Bedford, yeah. Must have been a downfield.
It was thrown by the back judge. So
yeah.
What we have here with 11:05, Bedford's had a couple of uncharacteristically flags thrown their way today. A couple of unsportsmanlike, couple of holding, something the coaching staff I'm sure will look at. So
I mean, Memorial's clearly losing the score, but they're fighting.
They're fighting. They're not giving up.
You got to give them credit.
Boys from the south side of Manchester, tough kids. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Anagnos, looks like Robert falls. Anagnos right up the middle and gets to the 30-yard line.
That was Connor, actually. Connor Roberts ran that. That was a quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks like we got same setup. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Anagnos in the backfield with Robert. Robert, direct snap, goes back, fires
Nice
off to
pass.
the wing, hits Mampini, comes up, gets a nice positive gain.
That wasn't that was number 1. That was
Connor Crowley.
Connor Crowley.
Yeah.
Gets dark. Mike and I have trouble seeing the numbers here.
Well, I can't see through these
No, I know.
finger marks on the glass, the double pane glass. Direct snap.
It's a great
Robert
job.
Kept it,
Yeah.
goes left, got another flag.
Another hold here.
So Anagnos with the carry and another flag. So this the coaching staff's going to look at these flags and I'm sure make the adjustments. But that just means Memorial's fighting in the trenches.
Yep. Yeah, they're not giving up, and that's what was we said at closing halftime. Coaching staff wants these guys to put in an excellent third quarter. From Memorial standpoint, they recognize, what's what here, but the attitude is what they want to see. And, they're still working hard, Mike.
So they backed them up 10 yards now. 10:18 to go. That looks like Toscano in the backfield with Robert. Robert pulls it down.
Oh, nice pass.
That's Shabrick. Nice pass. First down inside the 10. That's a great pass and catch.
Just special. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Boy, that looks awful pretty, but there's a lot of dance practice before you actually are able to execute that way. And Connor's just, his footwork in the pocket is just, I've never seen it better. Very solid, throwing well, positioning himself well, making good decisions. Nice roll.
Robert spins to the right, fires in the end zone, wide open touchdown.
Just Just so impressive. I can't say enough.
That's the.
He's grown. Now the only thing left for Connor is, okay, now we got a top-notch opponent. Let's see how he reacts there. I have no reason to believe he won't react just as well.
That looked like Cole Glennon on that one.
Cole Glennon, I believe it was. I couldn't see down the corner there.
So now that Bedford's going to add their extra point for 35.
Clock's probably going to go.
Clock's going to go.
Yep. With the extra point, yeah. And they got it.
And they got it. So that's going to speed things up here because
it's going to make it move quick.
NHIAA rule. It's almost like the mercy rule in baseball. They're going to run the clock so that they don't get.
Yep.
And I kind of like that rule.
I think it's a great rule.
It helps a lot of people to move this thing along.
Yep. You know, coaching when you're playing with a lot of younger players, you know, it is a mercy rule. But key is to keep the guys motivated when they come off. Recognize this is starting fresh from Memorial and working your way up the ladder. And but I'll tell you, the quarterback, the running back, and the receiver core looks very solid here for Bedford. The timing is improving even as the game goes on. It's just last 10 minutes of time, Connor just looks just fantastic, and he's hitting these runners right in stride. That's hard to beat.
Aiello with the kick, fielded by Memorial at the 20 to the 25. Spins out to about the 27-yard line. That was Vargas.
This is the area. Special teams is the area which really hurt Memorial with field position in the second quarter. Just really did a number on them. Definitely would not have ever kicked to Bedford. I would have hit line drive, high, fast rollers down the field. Never would have done that, and certainly put them in a difficult position.
I got a headset ball.
9:33 and ticking away. Yeah. So Memorial comes out. We've got 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Colburn ready for the snap. Direct snap. Goes to the right and gets maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, nice wall of Bedford Bulldogs right there.
So I don't see a lot of JV players in yet. When do you start putting the JV players in, Steve?
Pretty,
And do you wait to Memorial to do it versus Bedford does it, or what?
No, I think at Bedford you do it anyway. You really want to get your 2s and 3s into the game facing a varsity squad. If I was Memorial, just leave them in, leave the varsity squad in. They need time and practice together. But I'm a little surprised myself.
And a motion from Memorial, kept by Colburn up the middle, got a few yards, and then swarmed down with a bunch of Bedford defenders.
Yeah, I would imagine you'd start seeing them funneled in, Mike, now. Pretty shortly, anyway.
Well, with the clock ticking, now we're getting close to 8 minutes. And that's going to be 4th down and 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, 3rd and 3, excuse me.
Well, they got Portsmouth next week, so Coach Stank may be saying, hey, look, I really want to get through X amount of plays. And,
yeah. Plus, they got to clean up the penalties before they get to Portsmouth.
Yes. Oh.
And here's a flag, so.
I don't know if that was too much time or somebody moved.
I think Bedford might have jumped.
Yeah,
Memorial's clappers. That's going to make a first down.
Yeah, he had some backup guys in there.
Good.
So they just came off. Number 72. Let's give him.
Falvey just came off.
Christopher Francis. Oh, he's not he's been in all along. Yeah. Who was the other gentleman? What was his number? 60, was it? I think
So man in motion.
I think it might have been.
Hand off to the motion guy right
Darryl
inside.
Lennon.
Look at big game. Look at
wow.
this. 40, 35. Nice run by the Memorial runner.
He can move. He knows one speed, Mike Vargas. He's been pretty impressive all game. He came to play today.
Well, Montpini saved the touchdown.
Yeah, he sure did.
How about that?
So fast. Such recovery speed Montpini has. It's but that was a nice run. I agree, Mike.
Well, listen, Memorial's playing all 4 quarters, obviously, and they'd love to crack that end zone and
yes, they would.
Goose egg off the scoreboard. So 2 to the right.
Coach Trisciani calling in the play. Looks like they changed up here. They must have seen something.
Hand off, first guy through, and then nowhere. wall of defenders. 6:47 and counting, third quarter.
Let's watch the players going in, Mike, each play here. Looks like Francis went in. And we got
Colmer. So 2nd and 10.
looks like mostly the starting squad's on D.
So Colburn waiting for the snap. Man in motion. Fake the motion, handoff to the man and then smothered. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Colburn. Yeah, maybe a yard. So 6 minutes and counting now. 3rd and 9. Memorial on the Bedford 29. Waiting for the play. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Colburn waiting for the direct snap. Comes back, fires over to the flats, caught. And
Number 3's got to pick up that block.
Great.
There, Mike. He just Terrence Stroud's got to pick up that block on the outside. Yeah. So I understand you had a little conversation with Coach Trisciani, the offensive coordinator for Memorial. What were his thoughts?
Well, I didn't. No, I only spoke to.
Trish Senior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, last week with the Memorial coach, I spoke to him, and he told me that Trish was Trish Jr. John from BG was now the offensive coordinator over at Memorial.
Okay.
So, but I did speak to Big Trish at.
What did he say?
Oh, it's just great to be here. Always nice to talk to Coach Trish. It's a wealth of information. Fired off to the right-hand side, incomplete. We were just talking, just catching up. And he wanted to come by and say, hey, see you, Pete. It's Peter Perrick leaving the booth. We'll see you down the road. Assistant principal, longtime assistant principal of Memorial High School, Peter Perrick, great guy. Glad he stopped by.
What years was he there, Mike?
So I think he graduated with my older brother Dan, so that would have been 71.
Oh, wow, you're going back.
Is when he graduated. I was 74. So
I noticed you said he was your older brother.
right, yeah, my older brother. But great memories of Memorial. I've always enjoyed, the time we had at Memorial and met a bunch of great people on the south side of Manchester.
I don't know as I'd be running Connor at this point. Oh, he looks like he's limping. Come up a little gimpy, too.
We don't want that to happen.
No.
So 3 to the left, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Robert holding on to the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a wise move, letting him run at this point in the game. But that's why we're up here broadcasting and not down there with a
That's
clipboard.
Right.
But at this point, with 3:37 to go, what is the advantage of keeping your starting people in at 35 zip, Coach?
I don't know. Don't have an answer for you.
So Robert, first man through. That looks like Anagnos. Great mistake.
Nice stiff arm by Dimitri. He's looked good tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought all 3 running backs of the guys who are getting the majority of carries. I thought Norfleet did well, and I thought Toscano did very well. All 3 of them did great.
All big, strong.
Yeah, I thought he balanced the approach. Very difficult for defense to get used to a back. He's constantly regimenting them in there.
1st and 10, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Connor Roberts spins, fires to the left, throws
Yeah, look at that
downfield.
pass.
Hot.
Yeah. Just
First down.
Just tremendous.
That's Montpini with the catch.
Yeah. Nice roll out there by Connor. Very, very effective. Very, very effective. He could have run that ball, but he had a receiver. He gets his, they used to always herald Dan Marino with his quick release. Connor's certainly got a very solid quick release.
Here he comes this way now, looking to throw. Downfield, throws.
Nice.
Montpini again wide open. Missed the tackle, 20.
Nice job.
Tater, touchdown.
Nice job.
That was a great play.
The only difference between Marino and Connor is Connor's won championships.
Oh! There's a shot to the Miami.
Never loved the Miami Dolphins.
I
had a knit hat one time that somebody gave me.
Yeah?
Yeah, as a joke, because they were teasing me because I didn't like them. I used to wear it down skating on the pond, but
we like Miami. We're not fond of the Dolphins.
I was at a game one time when Bledsoe was quarterback and Marino was coming off the field whining about something. I'll tell you, the crowd got on him, and Oh, they got under his skin, and
Yeah.
that was quite. We always that was a great thing to be there for that.
41 zip. Aiello adds an extra point, 42 zip. The one thing I didn't like about the Miami Dolphins, and I don't want to spend a lot of time with them, but when they had their chance, they used to run it up on the Patriots.
Oh my gosh!
All the time.
And that was part of what was going on with it. Yeah.
So when we return the favor, a couple decades later, and we start, kicking their butt, I don't feel bad.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson was the coach of that game, and he was a colorful coach. When he'd get bent out of shape at referees and stuff, he'd start walking out in the field and throw him off, and he'd just keep on coming. Oh, well.
So 42-0, 2 minutes, 19 seconds ago to the end of the third quarter. And I'm hoping now we're going to start seeing some new numbers out there.
I would think we would. I don't see, for a couple reasons. Obviously, to protect your starting players, you don't want an injury at this point. And then,
right.
The other thing is a great opportunity now to get your backup quarterback in the game, get him some snaps, and be able to have him ready.
Speaking to Coach Stank, if we're looking at backup quarterbacks, we talked about Owen Brown. Getting back there. We talked about a kid named Thomas Morgan.
Yep.
And a kid named
Nate Frederick. Yep.
Nate Frederick, I guess. Stank is high on this kid. He's the junior. He'll be the junior or the JV starter. Smart, football smart kid.
How old is he?
The game. I think he's a
sophomore, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a sophomore.
So Memorial breaks the tackle, gets out to about the 34-yard line.
So we'll see what we got here on defense.
Oh yeah, these are all JV kids.
Yep.
Look at the uniforms.
Yeah, it's not too late. It's about the right time. I mean, maybe a little earlier, but you don't know. Coach may have wanted to get a group of plays through, to make sure he runs them.
The other thing you want to see is if Memorial's going to bring out their JV kids now.
I don't think it's necessary. If I was Memorial, I would keep the group in, build a little confidence. Absolutely.
Okay.
And knowing Coach Stank, well, at least watching Coach Stank, I don't know him personally, but.
He won't be offended.
I think he would appreciate that, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So does look like Colburn's back, fires off to the right-hand side, incomplete.
I'm not sure. That looked like some JVs coming in from Memorial as well. So to your point, looks like they're going to bring in the backup squads here on both sides.
Which to me I think is appropriate.
Yeah.
Because even Memorial needs to get some kids playing and get some action. It's always great getting into a Friday night football game.
Absolutely.
So,
when my boys were freshmen.
Colburn back down the middle, wide open. Look at this.
Nice catch.
Down the middle, big gain. No one's going to catch him.
Yeah, he is. He's going to catch him. No, he's not. You're right.
Touchdown.
Wow. Boy, he's got some sneaky speed, doesn't he?
I didn't see. What's the number?
27.
What do we got?
27, Noel Tyrick.
No, that's the kid we talked about.
Tyreek, right? Tyreek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, Mom, we can learn.
Yes.
Noah Tyreek into the end zone. Sneaky speed, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He's got some pistons there.
Nothing sneaky about it. That was flat out speed.
Wow. Well, no, I mean, the separation that he was building towards the end there was impressive. Yeah. I thought 26 was going to catch him. And he poured it on.
Two kids had a shot at him, and they did. Now, why is the clock stopped here? I guess is the.
I don't know, but the smell of those grilled burgers coming in here is driving me insane. Wow.
We might have to. Oh, it does stop on the score?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We got corrected here.
Penalties, Ken? I don't.
Tips. We go by tips.
Tips, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, almost had the extra point. They were going for 2.
So
I don't know if that's because they don't really have a kicker or they're just looking to run a play. I don't know.
I think they probably just want as many points on
the board as possible.
That gets you 2 if you throw it in the end zone and run it.
Yeah. No injuries.
Timeouts, injuries. Penalties? Penalties, okay.
So they do shut it down, penalties, yeah, okay.
They do stop it. See, we're talking about why the scoreboard was not running, and we just corrected. Ken gave us the explanation on when it does stop, and there's 4 specific.
The reality is in high school football, this is important playing time. To get your guys in there, this experience can mean a lot in 2 years from now, getting these kids a little bit of varsity time.
Yeah.
And it does grow them, so
I'm trying to see.
Well, Memorial's on the board.
Memorial's on the board.
And
MMHS scores.
If I was watching Memorial, I think this is appears to me to be a well-disciplined, well-coached group of kids. And forget the darn score.
Yeah.
Keep working towards your goals. And with this, I can tell you, Can't say enough about John Trisciani. Adding him on the staff was a nice choice.
And I was just about to say that when you put
Great coach.
staff like that together and the kids respond, it's only going to be a matter of time. So Bedford with the run back breaking.
Wow.
Is that Shabrook?
Yeah, I don't know. Boy.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, is Shabrook still in there? And
on special teams even.
Now it looks like we got
wide open.
Different kids coming in. And
we'll see what the quarterback situation looks like here.
We're going to need a number so we can see who it is.
It looks like 16 is in the game. That's Cole Glennon. No, it's not him. 19 maybe?
Is it 19? What's the name?
I don't have a 19 here. This is too much. This must be jersey swap time.
Back throws caught.
Nice pass.
That's Glennon.
Who's 19?
We're trying to get the quarterback name. We'll get that for you.
Yeah. Wish we had a chart here that. Wow. A lot of jersey switches, Bill.
All right, so that the third quarter just ended. That snuck up on us, and the score at the end of the 3 is Bedford 42, Memorial 6. And the tradition of holding up the 4 fingers.
Bedford High School band sounds good tonight. Well, a little timeout break here. Mike's checking out over there to see if he can get the number of the player. No go, huh? Well, we'll try to find out who the quarterback.
19, but there's no 19 on our.
But did a nice job.
But look at Chris Gentry's going up top to find out from the coaching staff. How about that for dedication? We're going to get a name here. Chris Gentry just went up.
I think that's the first time I've ever been asked to talk more, Bill. I don't think that's ever happened before, Mike.
It's radio, man. I know that's never happened.
My son's listening down in Virginia. I'm sure he got a crack out of that one.
Welcome to the boys down in Virginia. And we also know that there's people listening to us in Pennsylvania, according to the whatever they're doing on the internet. So that could be
streaming.
That could be streaming. That could be the folks from nice. Coach Stank's area. So welcome.
Ooh, that boy! I tell you, he 21 from Bedford.
What do we got? So it's Nate Frederick. So it is the JV quarterback.
So it's the one that Coach Stank liked. Yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking good. Very solid.
So he's in the background directing this offense.
21, this runner, Michael.
One to the right. Frederick, direct snap, hands off.
Like the way he runs.
And off the right-hand side, positive yards.
Michael Axton.
21.
Very sophomore.
So Axton in the backfield with Frederick. So we are seeing the JV kids in
this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
You know what's really great for is the parents of the kids come all out here, support the team, and able to watch their young men.
Frederick waiting for the snap. Hands off.
Nice.
Side,
like the way this
open.
Kid runs.
Yeah. Name
Boy,
again?
he's shifty. Axton. Mm-hmm. Michael.
Like that.
Very, very impressive. He's got some moves.
So Frederick, Axton in the backfield. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Frederick takes the ball.
Look at him gun for yardage. I like this kid. Nice job by Memorial defensive line there. They held pretty strong. I just noticed.
So 10:33, clock ticking.
Impressive.
Bedford with the second stringers moving the ball. Frederick doing a nice job. Down inside Memorials.
Noah Chabrick still in the game, Mike.
They need Frederick needs somebody to throw to. So
I suppose he does. He's got a good one there.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's got a good one.
All right, so 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Direct snap.
Look at this kid run. I really like the way. Look at him.
Look at that. And nice positive yard.
Look at him.
Down by the 10-yard line, fighting for yards.
Quit is not in that young man's vocabulary. One thing you do got to watch out for, though, from an injury standpoint, You got to make, but I like the way he's leaning forward and driving the legs in short steps. That way he's not going to get a knee blown out or twisted.
3rd and 5 on the 13-yard line.
Nice little duo here.
Frederick waiting for the snap, gets a snap, handoff, and we tripped at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up 4th.
But he gets to the line quick, Bill. I mean, Mike, and I really like that a lot. When runners they want it. They're not sitting there wasting any time. Read your block and go.
So Bedford not wasting any time. We're going 4th and 5, maybe 4.
Now I would assume, Mike, both of these
Bedford.
young men play together. Frederick and Axkin play together in JV because they just look too like they've done this before. Together.
Well, it's the same offense down there. So you run it down at the JV level and you come up to the varsity level, you're basically running the same plays. So.
Yeah, it's great to. Bedford looks. I mean, give them credit. Little struggle in the first couple runs there, but really the offensive line took over. The skill athletes then at that point took over from there. They're pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you, man. What are you growing under the chin here? That's beard style or what? There you go. You know what? Hey, Dollar Razor Club will take care of that. Don't worry about it.
So Bedford is talking us out. They're gonna try and kick this thing. Aiello's trying to put
Aiello, yep. This is a good move by Coach Stank. I like this.
He's got the leg. There's no question
he's got the leg. So we're looking at about a 15, about a 25-yard, 27-yard field goal.
Chip shot for Aiello.
Yeah, he's got a good leg. I like his. Appears to be very accurate.
So
gets under the ball.
Ball is down, kick is up, and plenty of leg.
Looks good. Yeah, right through the uprights. Nice kick.
Plenty to spare.
But you know what? As you move forward at Portsmouth next week, just having that under your belt for the first time, good stuff.
Knowing they can do it.
Good stuff. So we got 9:04 left in the fourth quarter.
And a special guest just walked into the booth. Corey Parker, the new AD.
Corey, welcome to BCTV.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being here.
And to Bedford High.
Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting 2 months, and definitely exclamation point in the 2 months at this point. Getting school going, certainly first Friday night football game, raises the level of excitement.
Absolutely.
And getting the kids around and the community members. It's a great place to be, and it's been good 2 months.
Tell us where you've come. What's been your past experience, so the folks out in BCTV let know.
So, born and raised, proud product of Bedford, New Hampshire. Went to Manchester West, ended up in Cincinnati, Ohio for sport management at Xavier University. Was a high school athletic director out there.
Did you see some good basketball out there?
I did. Yeah,
I bet you did.
And coaching at Kings High School and in Walnut Hills, we actually scouted LeBron, O.J. Mayo, Bill Walker. So we had a cool opportunity to see some really high-level play. But fortunate enough to moved to Oyster River High School 6 years ago, and I was the AD there, and moved back to New Hampshire, which was the ultimate goal.
So this must be so exciting to come back to Bedford.
Yeah,
and,
it really is.
Yeah.
But, we made Bedford our home when we moved back from Cincinnati, and Bill Whitmore, who I think very highly of, and I've got to know over the time being in New Hampshire. He and I were talking a lot when he potentially was going to retire, and kind of wait and see. With ADs and saying retirement, it's one of those things that you hear it a lot, and then you got to wait to see it. When the opportunity came open, it was a no-brainer for hiring, and just extremely fortunate for the opportunity. Bill Hagan and Chip McGee gave me here in the community, and hoping to continue the traditions that for 10 years have been going strong.
Chip used to be, when I was on the school board back 2005 to 8, Chip was the assistant superintendent for curriculum. Yep. And I got to know Chip. He's a very nice guy, and that's great. So I think you're going to call the game here, Mike?
I've been listening to this great conversation.
I'm sorry.
I love listening to Corey explain where he came from and how he's going to take this program forward. It's 46-6. What are we watching?
Yeah. Other than a few holding penalties, looks pretty good.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Boys have been working hard. It's been fun to watch since, working out all summer and the 7-on-7s, and then certainly 2-a-days starting in August. This is the product of 6 days of really pushing each other.
Absolutely.
Coaches getting on them, really kind of building that, instilling that confidence level, and so the game experience is the fun part.
Really impressed Corey last week with Jamboree. Mike and I were there to watch that, and they just seemed ready to fire.
They were.
Back then. The coaching staff's done a great job getting these kids ready.
You know, the Manchester Queen City Jamboree is the first real curtain call. The BG scrimmage, the scrimmage down at Stella Stadium versus Nashua, you know, those are really structured environments, coaches on the field. And so although it's only one half, the kids really get excited. The coaches get excited about having that game environment. And certainly it was a great outcome last Friday, and carrying it over with a good week of practice, and certainly this evening they're enjoying themselves.
The concussions thing always comes out.
Sure.
What are any new protocols this year that made such advancements, changed the game around to really protect these athletes a lot more? But anything new this year?
Nothing new, just to reemphasizing the importance of the communication and the monitoring. The HUD program that we started a couple years ago here, teaming up with UNH, is
really been effective too, right?
Huge,
the metrics have worked.
Yeah, I mean, we're teaching the body motions to tackle differently. And
I saw it out here. A lot of eyes to the sky, hit, wrap, and drive. Proper mechanics.
Yeah,
looks really solid.
It's something I would highly encourage all high schools to get in. We had the great opportunity. Derek ran with it, and you're definitely seeing it. Safety is bar none the most important thing, and certainly.
And it's good for your team because not only is it mostly important for safety, but it's also good for performance. Keep you guys on the field.
Agreed.
You know. So.
Corey, what sports did you play at West when you were there?
I had the pleasure of participating with the football program. I had played a couple years of basketball and then baseball at West.
And who was your coach at West when you were there?
Gary Leonard was the football coach. Coach Delaney was the basketball coach, and then Coach Bergeron was the baseball coach in the years that I was there.
Nice.
So, great individuals, dedicating a lot of time, and great experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, what drove me into getting into athletics and learning the life lessons through athletics in high school is really kind of carved the individual I am, and certainly a lot of kids. So it's been an awesome experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's great having you here in Bedford, and we want to thank you for starting the new tradition of bringing us water for the, the games, because we never had water for the past 10 years, and now we have water in the booth.
I will try to keep you guys hydrated as much as possible. I won't give you drink or food like I gave the score operator. He can do a piece of pizza. You guys got jobs. We'll definitely try to get you something to eat on the back end. But
how's it to come back, Corey? And with obviously it's been here with the Bedford High School here. I mean, you with the West years, which for a lot of years served kids very, very well, young people very, very well.
Absolutely.
But I mean, how does this feel to you to come back? I mean, is this something that you remember Bedford striving for back then?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, no. When I graduated from West, it was very early in the dialogue about building their own high school. And so when
in the 90s then?
Early 2000, 2001 to be exact. And so it was early dialogue there, but we hadn't necessarily got too involved in it. And then when I was in Cincinnati, obviously, over those
keeping
years,
a track of what was going on
so much. And I still bleed blue. There's no question for that, for West High as an alum there, and want to do what I can for that school. But at the same token, this school just the district got too big, and so the district did it right. They committed a lot of money in building a great quality high school, middle school here at Lergio, and certainly the co-curricular experiences for the kids is top notch.
Yeah, I remember last week I talked to a few kids that were playing for West. Got a chance to talk to them, and they were pretty motivated about the future. They were both sophomores, and they got the program. They're trying to kickstart it, getting it going again. So hopefully for the division, going down a division probably helps a little bit.
Yeah, and they got a new carpet. They just put a brand new turf field.
I heard they were ripping it up.
Yeah, they did that this summer. So.
Yeah, it looks good over there.
Yeah, it does.
Folks, we're talking to Corey, last name Corey?
Parker.
Corey Parker, the new athletic director at Bedford High School, taking over the reins for Bill Whitmore. Again, welcome, Corey, to BCTV, and we wish you absolutely all the best in your tenure here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great things to come,
Fun story. Bill and I were talking about it. I remember pretty much having keys to BCTV back in the day when it was
self-service, right?
It really was. It was great. We took care of the place with a few shows that we had, but it's incredible to see what you guys have evolved to and the effort that Bill
did. He?
Yeah, Nick Anessis and I did a couple turkey bowls down.
I'm doing the BG game with Nick tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I'll tell him you said hello.
Nick is a very good friend of mine. He was here last night doing field hockey. And,
great man.
Yeah, but kudos to you guys in providing a really top-notch experience for the community here that can't get out and are able to.
Top-notch is when Nick gets behind the head. I mean, we have fun. We have a lot of fun here. Then all of a sudden Nick gets on and say, "Oh, that's where you hope to eventually go. Is a wide gap." He's amazing.
Don't sell yourself short. I mean, the video you guys did with Coach Stank, that's on thanks to
That
Chris
was Mike.
on YouTube.
He did a great job.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I mean, you guys are really doing high Division II college stuff for a high school team here in New Hampshire, which is really exciting for all our programs.
Bill Jennings, if he's not after you, Harry is. It's one or the other. They're going to demand, and we try to give them the best we can.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing a great job with it, no question.
Yeah. So what do you see out here, Corey, for this game? I mean, if you're Coach Stank, where do you think he goes back in the locker room thinking after this one's over? He's got to be relatively pleased.
Sure. I mean, anytime you can be on the right end of the score at the end of the night on a Friday night is a great thing, and I think the energy was high. The execution was pretty solid in the first half, which was able to build that nice cushion for them. And you know, now
look at this kick.
Wow, that's a deep one.
Wow.
He's got it.
Impressive.
37
Wow.
yards, Aiello. He's got a leg.
That's a 37-yard field goal?
Yeah.
That's impressive. And that would have gone 47. That was impressive.
Nice to know you got a kid that can kick like that when the game's on the line and you need somebody to boot it up there. Unusual for high school football for a kid to kick like that.
That's a good leg. And when you have that, you're exactly right. You shorten the field considerably for points.
So what else is coming up? What else exciting things coming up, Corey?
What isn't coming up? Every night we got a great opportunity happening here, whether it's soccer, field hockey, football. JV football is going at it tomorrow at Memorial instead of playing on Labor Day on Monday. And so they'll be going over there. But, you know, we're trying to create a little more energy for all our teams and really get and showcasing all of them playing under the lights. Last night we played Exeter in a great field hockey match.
Oh, this field is well used, no doubt.
And so hopefully...
Back in 2006, there was a lot of pressure us to take the turf out of the budget. And we said, no way. Could you imagine if this field was real grass, what it would look like? So
yeah, turf is
nice
a special...
hit. That was a hit.
Covered, yeah. Turf's a special thing in New Hampshire.
It really
with
is.
The climate that we have and the not overusage, but just heavy usage of fields. It's critical to be able to provide that safe environment for the kids that you have day in and day out.
And you can sweep the snow off in March.
No, 48-6, 2 minutes, 51 seconds to go. We got a radio audience here, and I want to just keep the score up there, but you guys are doing a great job. Keep going.
Now they're not talking.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez,
Now
put me on
it's
the
like
spotlight.
We got the subtle
Chris got
hint,
a good
Corey,
chuckle
didn't we?
out of it. Yeah, really. Jeez Louise.
when Jennings tell you to do something, you better jump.
Yeah.
But on a different non-athletic thing, kudos to the student body here at Bedford. Yesterday, literally, Mr. Hagan got on the loudspeaker and encouraged kids to come out today and make some donations to help the Red Cross of Houston. And I was amazed on how many kids came forward. I wish I had a number for you. I texted Mr. Hagan, but I didn't get it. But we did an advisory, and our advisory alone brought in $74, which was just kind of cool with 8 kids.
Wow.
And so hopefully, if that carried over through all the 1,501 kids in the building, that'd be really special. And it just kind of goes to the quality of character of our kids.
Giving back.
And the no-brainer type dialogue, because they see the big picture, and giving back is a huge part of growing up in the maturity process. And
there's no question down in Texas, high school sports and obviously high school football is going to be a big part of getting the communities back together, the spirit back on the feet. And boy, football is big down there. We traveled down there, and my gosh, the stadiums have 30,000 person high school stadiums. It's incredible.
They really do, and sports in the fall or any season really brings communities together, and hopefully they can get on field sooner than later to have some enjoyment and some smiles, because definitely heart and prayers go out to them, because it's tragic just watching what's still happening with the rain and another hurricane now and the coast that's coming up. So definitely hoping misses them.
How is the coaching pool out there now that the economy seems to be improving? Where a lot of people make moves and things of that nature. How has that been as far as are the candidates still out there today? Or
oh yeah, I think they're out there. I think the biggest change in 13 years of being in the business is people used to have, I think, a little more flexibility when they were in the professional world.
Oh, what a hit! Wow.
He held on.
He did hold on. Yeah.
Well, Mike, why don't you get back, call the game.
Yeah.
I know how much you enjoy in Corey and I, but
Well, you guys too. I love the background from Corey. I knew
Yeah.
AD here in Bedford, and we're thrilled to have you because we know it's going to be some
Delighted to be
great
here.
things. Another legacy start, a legacy left, and another legacy's walking in. And I got a feeling you're going to.
Those are some mighty shoes to fill, and I'll do my best.
Yeah.
But on that, I'm going to get back to my job. And
problem
keep
with
an eye on
Bill
traffic
is he
control.
lacked organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and dress code.
Yeah, right.
And dress code, yeah.
I have not filled those shoes at all. But so be it.
I think Bill's going to live to 119. I'm
No.
pretty sure. The guy's in incredible shape.
Great shape, great
Yeah.
attitude,
Great attitude,
great
yeah.
mindset. And,
Great guy.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
did a lot for this community,
Yeah,
so
he
it's
certainly did.
Be exciting on October 21st when he's inducted into the first inductee class of the Hall of Fame.
Best of luck, Corey.
Thank you, gentlemen. I
And-
really
and
appreciate
come
it.
back.
Appreciate it.
I definitely will.
Come
We'll
back
see-
another time.
Absolutely.
Love to have you.
Alrighty, take care.
And that's going to really wrap it up because the clock's ticking away now. With final score is going to be 48-6, where Bedford just defeated Memorial High School in the opening game of the 2016 boys D1 football season here in Bedford, New Hampshire. Steve?
Yeah, it's just pretty much from you could see it from the last 6 or 7 minutes, Mike, from the in the second quarter. It's never looked back. Memorial was kicking around there in the first quarter, and they were hanging tough. And to their credit, they played hard and tough. I like the grit of this Memorial team. I think they'll, with a coaching staff, will put them in shape, put this game in perspective, and say, hey, let's keep on improving every week. But Bedford's offensive line just took over, and the skill players, some of those passing between Chabrik and Connor and Mumpini, it just very, very impressive. I thought the three running backs looked very solid. One thing we did not see was a fumble. And I had pointed that out at the beginning of the game, that the 5 points of pressure and the two hands on the football, that's such an important. Turnovers in the tight games are so important. I would say other than a few penalty issues, like you aptly said, Mike, need to be improved, and I know Coach Stank and his staff will do that this week. When they come out for Portsmouth, they've got a lot of stuff to be very happy about coming out of this game, I think.
So if you're around tomorrow afternoon, we heard the Bedford JV is traveling to Manchester at the Shabbat McDonough Field on Porter Street and Jewett Street. Beautiful facility over there. Go out and support Memorial JV.
What time is that?
Bedford JV. I'm assuming it's an afternoon game, so I'm guessing
Probably
one, but
Probably
don't
one.
check the local paper. That should be a great venue over there in Manchester for the JV kids to keep this great football weekend going.
There's no, certainly what I've seen so far, it's very understandable. This team ended the season last year #1, and why they're starting at #1 this year as well, Mike.
Yeah.
Well-coached group.
We got some last-minute stats here, Harry. We're going to put them up. Yep. Harry's been working very hard on the stats. I'm going to give them to you guys right now. It looks like total offense for Bedford, 449. For Memorial, 328. Robert, 8 for 13, 155 yards, 3 TDs. Coburn, 10 for 15, 152, 1 TD. Rushing, Robert had 117 on 15 carries. Looks like Norfleet and 2 TDs. Norfleet, 65 yards on 9 carries. On the Memorial side, Hall had 15 yards, 12 carries. Vargas had 38 yards, 2 carries. Great job with Harry. Great job with Chris. Bill Jennings, of course, an awesome job. Mike Robinson for Steve Beals. We're going to wrap it up here at Bedford High School on the first game of the football season, September 1st, 2017.
Portsmouth next week.
Portsmouth next week here. Stay tuned. We're going to carry it. It's 48-6 final score. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.